That gap that they're talking about is actually going to be like supposed to be for the rest of this year. We're running out of content for 2020, but productions of movies that were and TV shows scheduled for 2021, some of those are starting to ramp back up, especially productions not shooting in America. So like Avatar is shooting in New Zealand, they are starting up again. They're actually waiting for LA to get back in order so they can get the LA production going. Batman is shooting in the UK. I think they have production up and running again, obviously with like new COVID protocols. So Batman's got a face mask and they'll probably have to CG it out later, like Superman's mustache. It's going to be ridiculous.
All right. So other countries.
Wait, when you're on set, they make the Batman wear a mask under his cowl?
Look, I'm not a scientist or a movie producer, but I would make Batman wear a mask. That's just me.
Hold on, over his Batman face or under the mask?
No, I just feel like
it doesn't matter. The cowl is the worst thing for a pandemic. He's covering everything except for his nose and mouth.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you're Batman, don't you want to be spraying COVID out at your enemies?
That's true. Yeah, you could be an asymptomatic spreader at Arkham Asylum.
Well, he's strong, right? So Batman, it's not old Batman. Is this supposed to be old? Is this Robert Pattinson Batman?
Yes, this is young Batman. So technically it's Batman in his like second year of being Batman where he's still trying to figure things out.
He's fine. They say young people, you got a really good chance of beating this thing.
Young people, you're fine. You're good to go.
Especially
so,
kids.
like some productions are up and running. TV shows are figuring it out. They're just doing new protocols to make it happen. They're also going to have to probably rewrite stuff. Like, they say scenes with any intimacy, like, sex scenes and stuff, those are going to have to be like really hard to do, strictly not verboten, but I don't know. With people being so close, so intimate, how can you even trust a rapid test and all that? It's
you
very
gotta
risky.
you gotta CGI it, like they did with that really twisted and effed up Shrek video that somebody did.
Well, I'm sure.
Google that.
It's
no, thank you.
It's just like all business and everything. People figure out ways to do it. At least now, who knows? Like, obviously, if 100% safe, you can't really do that unless you just don't interact with anybody.
Right.
But so people are figuring out, okay, well, let's wear masks, let's do daily testing, blah blah blah. Like businesses will find a way. They need to get back going, and they'll figure out, like, all right, if we do it this way, all right, safe. Okay,
yeah.
So just like the sports and stuff, like you have to test everybody going on set. I think they just approved some saliva tests. Like FDA did that.
Click, boom.
So I'm guessing as things progress and testing becomes, you don't
know why I said that, do you?
Because is there a band called Saliva?
There is.
Okay, I put it together. I had no idea.
That's good.
And I knew the click, boom, boom.
Give him some applause, Chan.
Yeah, you did it, buddy.
There you go. Hold on, I can get my sound effects up too.
Let's get to movies now. Oh, another thing on the movie industry that I wanted to talk to you about, Chris. It was my theory. I don't know if you heard me talking about this, but are production companies and entertainment companies gonna start? Is this the catalyst that's gonna make them start like self-releasing and basically cut out movie theaters moving forward in the future? Like, do you see certain companies just cutting out like Disney did?
Well, what are your thoughts on Mulan? Well, yeah, Mulan is Disney, and then I guess Universal did Trolls World Tour, right?
Is that Disney?
Yep.
I thought that was...
That was Universal.
Okay.
Yeah, Universal has been actually the market disruptor in terms of dropping movies on streaming that had a theatrical plan, and that prompted AMC to announce, well, once theaters are back open, we'll never show your movies again. And then they renegotiated, and they actually renegotiated terms that are much more beneficial to Universal Studios, where they're going to allow them to release movies VOD earlier than normal at a higher price point, and AMC is getting a cut of that VOD money now. So yeah, things are definitely going to change, but there is still enough need in the market to maintain the theaters and that business model to prop up the theaters. So studios don't necessarily want the theaters to go away, but they do want better terms. They always want better terms. They always want better money, and they can definitely use COVID to do that. But they're also delaying a lot of movies till 2021. There's a reason why they keep pushing Tenet to come out in theaters, because they have these big movies that can only make that like $1 billion sometimes in box office, and people are going back to the theaters. In China, they just reopened 8,000 screens at 50% capacity, but there's no new content. So they re-released the first Harry Potter movie in 3D, and that made $15 million this weekend.
Wow.
And it's going to make another $15 million next weekend. So it's going to make more than its initial run 19 years ago. And this is a movie that's 2 decades
nuts.
old.
That's
So
crazy, dude.
Maybe I'm crazy, but what do they like so much about going to the movie theater?
People love the experience of going to the theater, man.
Why do people like going to concerts or football games, or why does anyone do anything in
Tell
large
me
crowded
why.
spaces?
It is. Tell me why.
Well-
You stole it right out of my mouth, Sam.
But the concerts and the live action, I just feel like you're watching live performance. So
It's all
like,
entertainment, though.
Well,
Yeah,
then
but-
explain the Times Square ball drop. I mean,
that's
so
stupid.
many people gather for that.
That
It
is
was nuts.
stupid.
No,
If you like that,
I
you're an
understand
idiot.
what you're saying. If you're watching a live concert or a live performance or a play,
Hold on. I will go. I'm gonna go back to
take.
the GD ball drop at Times Square. If you went there and say maybe you took a trip with your friends and then you got a hotel in New York and then you went down there early and it was a friend and you had some New York pizza. Like no. Because that's all you like, the experience of going and traveling to the thing.
Okay.
I'm saying if you tell me that you like standing in like nut to butt
Wearing
with
a diaper.
thousands of other people with no
you got a
place to pee
diaper on,
Yeah.
and you're peeing in your diaper.
nowhere to go to the bathroom, nowhere to buy drinks. You're just standing there waiting for this ball that you're probably watching on a big screen
You know
anyway.
what's good this year,
because
though?
the ball's so GD far away.
No, this year's good. This year, limited capacity, and you get to wear a mask while you're peeing in your diaper.
Yeah.
This year's going to be awesome.
If you go to Times Square this year,
Oh, you're an idiot.
you are the biggest idiot, and I will. Please tell me that I'll call you an idiot to your face. I'll be like, why would you do that? Why would it be worth it? What's so fun about this? You can't even tell me why, because no explanation.
Can't tell me why.
No explanation in the world will
No,
make
I don't.
sense to anybody. It'd be like, I like standing in pee-pee diaper, maybe getting COVID, watching a screen that shows the ball.
Chris Crespo, have you ever seen him get this mad about anything?
People should see the video. His hair is flopping around.
Oh, they will.
He
They
is
will see the
animated.
video. I'm cutting this out as a
Sorry.
clip for this week because, man, he got mad.
I mean, does anybody disagree with me?
No,
The
I don't
ball
disagree
drop?
with you. It's bad. It's
sorry.
bad.
You're right. You're right.
The movies, there's some discretion there that I can't really argue with. There is okay. You go there, you're watching a big screen. Okay, at least there's a giant screen. You can be like, I like watching movies on a giant screen.
And you're getting
All
some
right.
of the. A lot of people don't have movie. The
sound system.
The sound
Yeah.
system. The
Yeah.
popcorn.
Yeah.
You know, like it's funny how
that makes sense. The ball drop? No.
like Drew Garabo, that I used to work with years ago,
Yeah.
had a thread on his Facebook page. He's got tons of people that listen to him in Tampa, and he was talking about how he only eats microwave popcorn. And I almost threw my phone out the window of my car. I'm like, don't eat microwave popcorn.
I like microwave popcorn.
It's garbage.
There is a better way.
I'll buy you a Whirly Pop then. Do you have a Whirly Pop?
I don't know what that is.
I'm going to get you one then. I got one for Drew. Care of the studio. I asked Tom. I was like, I can't have him eating microwave popcorn. I'm buying you a Whirly Pop then.
I
You gotta
don't know
get one
what
of
it
those old
is.
Jiffy Pops, a stovetop Jiffy Pop.
It's like a Jiffy Pop, but it's homemade. You're using oil and kernel corn and salt and good ingredients. You're not microwave popcorn's garbage anyway.
And by the way, you did not ask me. I will take that out of your check.
Okay. Oh my God. Maybe I asked Butler. I asked somebody.
Chris, sorry. We digress. Let's talk about movies. So are movie theaters open right now at all?
Independent ones are, like the Enzian has been open since July, since phase 2.
What?
Yeah,
How
they've
come
been
we
open and they've been running
serve food.
How
a
come
lot
we
of
didn't
repertory
shave
screens. Like,
them for being open?
Well, they said they're
I'm
a
kidding.
restaurant.
I'm joking.
well, actually, the Eden Bar outside opened first, and that
Yeah.
was open for a few weeks before they got to open the theater inside.
There you go.
So they were serving food and drinks for a while, and then they started showing old movies, and those screenings have been like selling out.
I love the Enzion.
Yeah,
That's a fun place to go,
I
man.
stopped going to the Eaton Bar once they banned smoking. That
I
was the
know.
only
No,
reason that me and
I
my
know.
secret smoking
me
getaway.
and, me and my wife would go there, and it'd be our one cigarette
You stopped
spot.
going to Walmart when they stopped selling Old Roy dog food too.
Oh, it make
This
me wear
guy-
a mask.
Yeah, this guy sticks. I mean, you can say what you want to about Tom. He sticks to his guns, and he shoots. He's loose cannon, shoots from the
I
hip.
remember that made us go sit on one of the surrounding tables, like an animal,
Yeah.
because I wanted to smoke a cigarette. I know that.
But yeah, so some theaters are open. Independent theaters are open. Regal and AMC, I think, will start opening this Thursday. I
All
think.
No, all
I think you're right.
See you next Thursday.
So, but are the production companies going to still release the movies? Because
No, there's no movies. They're just opening up in case you want to drop by
No.
and have some Mike and Ike.
Well, I know
We'll take some popcorn.
specifically like Disney Springs, which I believe theirs is AMC. They're opening this week, but it's all old movies. It's no new theater release at all.
Oh, it's bad old movies.
Okay.
Well, what they're doing, it's the stuff they know it's going to hit. Ghostbusters, Goonies, or Harry Potter's. Those are movies that are
Well,
going to
but
come
I'm
out.
kind of with Tom on this one. I could watch that at my house.
Yeah.
Yes,
As
I
many-
sort of agree on that.
Yeah, as many times as I want to, and I can pause it while I take a dump.
But there's still.
I agree with that for a couple reasons. The main one being that now movie theaters are all digital projection anyway, so it's not like you're going to see a cool
Right.
35 millimeter print of an old movie.
You're right. You don't get that
watch the
warmth.
DVD.
You don't get that thickness of
Yeah.
the way it looks when you're watching an actual non-digital film. Yeah, you're
Yes,
right.
Yeah, it's different.
But you also you can never underestimate the people on vacation that every single night of their vacation are
Gotta
like,
find something to do.
What do we do? It's
That's
like,
true,
You
yeah.
didn't think about this before. You came in and spend $12,000 on your Orlando Disney trip.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna go
Well, that's
see
kind of how you
Toy
do
Story
it, though,
3.
right? Like you kind of go in and you're like, "We're here,
It
and
does
gotta
seem-
find some stuff to do."
It does seem like I'm making fun of myself, and I am, and I'm calling myself and there's other people idiots
All right,
for not
fair enough.
not having anything better else to do than just go and watch.
I just booked my
Ghostbusters or-
airline tickets, to December 31st. I'm going to be in the old Big Apple wearing my diaper.
So, have there been any new releases at all, Chris? And
Well, yeah. So there's this Russell Crowe movie called Unhinged, where these people, whoever's releasing, it's a very low budget movie. Their plan has always been, as soon as theaters open, they want this movie to come out so that it could possibly be the #1 movie in America, because it's like the only movie out. But by next week, by Labor Day weekend, Warner Brothers is going to release Tenet in as many theaters as possible, and the very next day, Disney's still going to put Mulan in theaters. So even though it's coming out on Disney Plus for $30 plus the subscription, you can also go see it in a theater if you want to.
Yeah, it's cheaper
So-
too.
And it's cheap. Yeah. Now all of a sudden your $12 movie ticket doesn't look so bad.
That's not a bad move on their part because I would be more apt to see that
I don't
in
like
the theater.
the Russell Crowe movie and their whole approach of like, hey, this is a crappy movie, so but we'll release a lot. No other movies are
Yeah,
out.
that's how we bought a billboard. We're like,
Yeah.
when is McDonald's off
Yeah.
the billboard? We'll buy it for 1 week.
And so, but the thing is, when you do get the #1 movie of the
#1
weekend,
film.
There's
in
got to be an
America.
asterisk, right?
Yes, yeah. It's like and everybody else knows that it's only #1 because there's no other
the only-
movies. It's the only movie out there. It doesn't mean anything, and it shouldn't mean anything. And you shouldn't tout yourself as like, we got the #1. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You did it. It doesn't mean it's like me getting into the Orlando Predators game and be like, oh, you were a professional. No, it wasn't. It was,
Yeah,
it was a
you're
stupid
right.
promotion.
Yeah.
I didn't earn anything.
We don't really do that anymore, though, now. We do, like, technicalities. So we'll be like, nope, it's a #1 movie.
They paid me $1, so I'm a professional. No,
Yeah,
no, this does not mean the
I
same
see what
thing.
you're saying, yeah.
It's
Let's bring back some...
a false reward.
Let's bring back some respect.
Look, it's going to be #1 on paper, so it's #1 in my heart, just like you will always be a professional football player in my heart.
Aw,
thank you, Chris.
I miss you. If only I could touch your body right now.
So,
I miss being touched.
do you
I do, too.
Do you know if any like holiday movies? Are there any movies planning to come out? What about like scary movies in October? Have you heard anything about that?
Scary movies, the ones like the bigger profile ones like Halloween. There was going to be a new Halloween sequel that got pushed to next October.
Who is going to be the first director and or film house to do a movie that is scary that revolves around the pandemic?
Michael. Well, I don't know if it's going to be scary. Pandemic movies are currently being made, and I think there's one that's a horror or a thriller that's about to come out now, and I don't know how they filmed it. I mean, everyone remotely probably and stuff like that.
A&E, I think, beat me. Like, we talked about this on A Mediocre Time. I posed the question, who's going to be the first to try and capitalize on, a COVID show? And I believe COVID has that show called Love During COVID. It's called Love During
I haven't heard
Look
that.
up, there's a show called Love During the Time of COVID.
Was it like Netflix? Or you said COVID has a show, but
did I say COVID? I've been doing that a lot lately. It's the dementia. I meant A&E.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
A&E. I think it's like A&E. It's one of the channels, but they have a show called Love During the Time of COVID. And I thought it was interesting because I figured Chris would know, because somebody's going to itching at making a movie about this, right?
Yes, absolutely. And then, I mean, also, it's people are quick to jump on like the hot issue or topic or whatever of the moment to try to capitalize on it. So it's a mix of people trying to sort out their COVID fears and other people trying to just capitalize and make that COVID money. So there is for sure going to be those kind of projects out there.
So besides from the Russell Crowe movie, is there any release that you see coming up in the next month or two that you're excited about, or did everything get pushed back that's worthy enough to even get excited about?
I'll say for me personally, the two movies that I will see in a theater, I will put on a hazmat suit. I'll do whatever I got to do to go to a theater. I'm gonna go see Tenet when it comes out, and I'm gonna see Dune when that comes out around Christmas, if it does. That's so far in advance. It feels silly now to try to make plans even like 2 weeks out, let alone 4 months out.
Oh, no, I know, man.
So what's Tenet?
Tenet is the new Christopher Nolan. It's John David Washington and Robert Pattinson, and it's a Nolan movie, so it has to do with time going backwards. It's being inverted.
Ooh.
It's like it's his version of a James Bond movie, but like updated. He wants to make an espionage movie for the 21st century, so it looks wild. And he's one of the few directors who can get like a $225 million budget for his wholly original concept that's not based on anything.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. What is this based on? You answered the question perfectly. So this is sort of like he's hoping a completely original project.
Yes, exactly. I mean, and he already proved himself with Inception.
Yeah.
And I think that made almost $1 billion worldwide, if not quite.
I enjoyed Inception.
Never watched it.
Oh, you'd like it. That's the stuff you're into,
I
Sam.
know.
Yeah.
I just haven't got around
You
to
like
it.
time
twisted
travel and-
reality
Yeah.
and time travel, and you love all that. Yeah, you need to check that out. If anything, it's just a gorgeous movie, I think.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous, great score. DiCaprio is great in it. Tom Hardy is in it. But then he instead of doing sequels to Inception, he just keeps working with Warner Brothers, and they gave him a ton of money for Interstellar,
Yeah.
and then that made a lot of money, and then they gave him a bunch of money for Dunkirk, and that did really well. So he keeps delivering on his original films, and people keep turning out to see them. So
Was that
Christopher Nolan
Thunder
has
at your
almost become
place?
his own brand.
Was that Thunder at your place that we heard?
Yeah, it's thundering crazy over here. So
Yeah,
if I
it's,
cut out
thunder-
real
it's
quick,
thundering
that means-
crazy here too.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever heard it on. So I mean, your studio sounds about as bad as ours as far as soundproofing.
Oh no, yeah. My mic is great, but everything else is bad.
Yeah, my
Oh
yard
God.
guy's sitting right here in the studio. He's waiting out the storm.
Chris, let's talk Bill and Ted because
Hunk of crap.
I'm taking a hard stance that there's no possible way this movie could be good. Some people get mad when I say that. They're like,
no, I think I was anti you saying that.
Yeah.
I've come around.
Yeah.
The more I see of this movie, the more I'm with you 100%. I think it looks like garbage.
And I just think that there's a space and time for every movie for it to be maximum enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the Bill and Ted space and time has long past gone.
Well, we kind of talked about that a little bit with
And you
Super
can't-
Troopers.
Yes,
And as much as
yeah.
we love those guys, and they're all great. I mean, we've had almost every single one of those except
Oh, yeah.
for the heavier dude.
Yeah,
I think we've had everybody else in.
Yeah.
My point is, like, that movie, it missed its window. You still think it gets a bad rap. I agree with you.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a certain
It missed it.
There's a certain time that it could be the most popular, and that's what it was, and that's why it's iconic, and that's why Bill and Ted holds a special place in so many people's hearts, and pop culturally, it's like. All that stuff, but I just don't think you could recreate it with any possible success or accolade by people saying that this is surprisingly better than I thought. I just don't foresee it happening. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and hit you with my theory that I've actually been running with for a while. I don't know if you call it a theory, but this is my thought process I've been thinking for a while. I've been saying it on my show, that we've been going through the Keanu-sans, going back to John Wick. We've fallen back in love with Keanu Reeves. It's been a lot of fun. We're all enjoying it. He keeps putting out movies that we're generally liking. And I think that groundswell of love has led to the greenlighting of Bill and Ted 3. They finally were able to get the money to make it. And I think Bill and Ted 3 will then be the culmination of this Keanu-sans, where finally this movie comes out, everyone's happy, we see it, and it's no good. Yeah, I think people have built up Bill and Ted too much over the years. Just like you guys are saying, I think it's been too long. Comedy is so hard to revive after any period of time, let alone full decades. I don't even think the second movie was even that well reviewed when it came out. It's not like these are critical darlings or anything.
No, and I think too, I also think that when this does come out, I think that, and I think this is what you were saying, the vast majority of the people that will be watching this will be purely driven on the fact that they enjoyed the first movie.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
But if you look at the first movies now, were they really any good? Not really. I mean, let's be honest. In this area, the reason why it'll do really well here, but probably because all of us know what the Bill and Ted stage show
Right.
at Halloween Horror
It
Nights
kept
is like.
it kind of an annual
Relevant.
thing in your brain.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you this. Do you like Bill and Ted better, or do you like all the different times that you had local artists play Bill and Ted?
Oh, the show was always better than the
Thank
movies.
you. That's
yeah.
what I thought,
Yeah.
too.
In
I
my
think
opinion,
in this
yeah.
area, the Halloween Horror Nights Bill and Ted Adventure Show is what we love. We don't really love those movies. We love the idea of the
Right.
movies.
And also, I kind of equate it to like Wayne's World, where like you can't ever recreate Wayne's World because that character and those characters that they were portraying, society would be like, I don't know anybody like that. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
But
They were stereotypes at the time.
at the time, the stereotype made sense. And then also, even like the platform of like these weird cable access television shows where they were going on everywhere. We
Yeah.
had to having a beer with Mike, and they're like,
Right.
everybody had their own.
UHF.
Yeah.
Like
So-
that style.
And then the stoner rocker, like whole, like it's kind of Bill and Ted kind of do that same thing. It's like that was a character that portrayed these people that were real life at the time, and we understood. And it's like you do it now in 2020. It's
now,
like, what
the
is I don't even
shelf life-
understand.
What is the shelf life of Shane's World? The pornos that you were.
But they age poorly.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, real poorly.
Although Nacho Vidal in there, and Nacho Vidal arrested for quite possibly killing somebody with ayahuasca.
yeah.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
So what else we got, Chris? Is there anything like at home movies that you would suggest for our listeners
At Home Floor Store, the movie.
that have come out recently? Because I'm like many other people where now I've run out of things, and now I'm just starting to
Come to my side, buddy.
I'm revisiting-
QVC all the way.
like I'm thinking about watching Mad Men actually, and like certain movies that
God.
or series that people tell me that are great that I never got into.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing. It's like and this also ties into what we've been talking about, movies coming out streaming, and Bill and Ted coming out streaming, which it is about to do here in a week or two. All the movies that the studios think are actually going to be good and have a chance of making money are all being pushed to 2021, except for the Mulan, Tenet, Dune, these really small, these really big movies, but a small number of them. Fast and Furious got pushed the whole year. Like all these movies got pushed a year, whereas movies like Tom Hanks' Greyhound, which came out on Apple, that's a stinker. The Tax Collector, the Shia LaBeouf movie that just came out, that's a stinker.
The Tax Collector's not good.
I
Now,
wanna see that.
Did he actually get tattoos for that film?
Dude, not only did he actually get tattoos for it, he's shirtless in one scene for 2 minutes, and he's covered in fake blood anyway.
No.
So it's such a pointless. He just wanted to get a chest tattoo and then write it off as a tax return to the studio.
That's what I did. Yeah, I did that with my tattoos.
So
Smart, very
Permanent costuming.
is Shia LaBeouf? Is he bipolar or what? What is he?
He's
something.
He's
right?
a little crazy.
Yeah.
He's low, but he's working on it. He's like been going to therapy and he's been sober
he's
for a
good
while,
now.
so he's like very open about his problems.
Yeah, that'll fix bipolar.
The Peanut Butter Falcon.
Okay.
He just did that one recently. Check that out. That's great.
Peanut
and his
Butter-
movie Honey Boy is actually really good.
Peanut butter fountain.
Falcon.
Oh, I think you said peanut butter fountain. I was like, I've seen that video.
Okay, well, you mentioned are those like indie films?
Yes, those are indie films. They came out late last year. Honey Boy actually got some like Academy Awards considerations.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, and Peanut Butter Falcon is like a very heartwarming movie that Dan you would love because it deals with kind of old school professional wrestling.
All right, I'll look into peanut butter falcon.
You would actually like it. It's very good.
Cool.
And anything else, Chris? Any new series out that you would suggest that you've been watching? Like, kind of, I'm looking at this like, what would you tell our guys is good right now that they should check out that you watched?
I can give you a blanket recommendation for HBO Max, which is the newest streaming service, one of the newer streaming services.
HBO Max?
Yes, HBO Max. It's essentially Warner Brothers.
I was thinking a Mexican HBO.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, let's do this.
That's one of the sub channels. That's where you get your telenovelas. And
Yeah,
stuff.
all right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
HBO
your
Max.
old Sábado Domingos are backlogged on there. They just finished Perry Mason, 8 episodes of Perry Mason, the reboot of that show, like the gritty, updated reboot, but still set like it's actually set in 1932. That ended pretty well. I like that show. And then just starting, the new buzz is all about Lovecraft Country, which is the new HBO horror show. Which is about it's set in Jim Crow era America, and it's about a black couple traveling through the U.S. South in Jim Crow South, but also there's like Lovecraft Cthulhu monsters everywhere.
All right, Lovecraft.
Like
As in H.P. Lovecraft.
Lovecraft?
No.
Not familiar?
What is that? Do you know?
No.
Is that an author?
He's an author, author from the early 20th century.
Got nothing?
He pioneered a genre of horror that's like what do you see? Giant. Remember the movie The Mist?
Yeah.
Yes.
Giant tentacle monsters and beasts, those kind of things.
That's very
Okay. That's H.P. Lovecraft.
That'd
Okay.
be
Yes, that is considered Lovecraftian.
Lovecraftian.
Yeah. Also, disclaimer: H.P. Lovecraft, a virulent, racist, and anti-Semite. So just putting that out there as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
Not a good dude. But his horror stuff is great.
So this is a HBO series that did, like, what was it, 10-part or something like that?
8 or 10, and it's just starting. It just started this weekend, so I'm letting people know they can get in on the ground floor and not be a Johnny-come-lately.
People are saying they really like it.
Yeah.
After one episode, it already has really good buzz online, so it could be their next Watchmen, because that had a big buzz going for it.
God, the fact that they're not bringing Watchmen back is so disappointing because it was so good.
I know.
They might. HBO might bring it back just with a different showrunner. The guy who did it, Damon Lindelof, he's not interested in a season 2, but HBO may find someone else to pick up where he left off.
I don't think I've ever seen you more depressed. Like, you and Travis were both pretty bummed.
I just liked Watchmen. I liked the
You
movie.
both really liked it.
And then
I love the movie.
And the series was good.
Did you watch the series, Sam?
No,
I didn't
I don't have
either.
HBO, but I did watch the movie and we liked the movie.
The movie's great.
Yeah.
I always thought that the movie, Tom and I have always thought that as far as like superhero movies go, that's one of the most underrated superhero movies. You told me to watch the show, but now I don't necessarily want to because I don't want to invest into something that I'm going to enjoy, and I think I will, and then get to the end and know that I'm not going to get any more of it.
God
But also the thing is, though, it's designed as a closed loop. It's not like they're going to leave you. There is like a dumb cliffhanger at the end, but it doesn't matter. They're not setting up a season 2, so you could watch season 1 knowing that they're not going to leave you with all these open threads that will never be answered.
You know what looks good?
It was designed as one.
You know what looks good that I've never watched and I don't know why is Doom Patrol.
I don't know what that is.
I've seen six or 7 episodes of that, and it is a fun show. I just wish it was smarter because it's really weird and quirky. It's a quirky DC comic show that's all these like C-level characters thrown together, and it's a lot of fun. But it's just like it's also kind of dumb, to
Okay.
be honest. I feel like the show thinks it's smarter than it is.
Gotcha.
But otherwise, it is a good show. I like it.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that too.
And
All right.
that's on HBO too, because it's a DC show, and Warner Brothers owns DC, so all that DC stuff is on HBO Max. I started getting into the Harley Quinn animated show.
Yeah.
That is wild stuff.
Well, okay. Last question, Chris. As far as success goes, who leads streaming? Is it Netflix still? Disney Plus has got to be up there. Pretty damn
It's
close.
definitely Netflix. Netflix has dominated the streaming sphere just because they were in it so far ahead of everyone else. And the pandemic, during the pandemic, they've added millions of subscribers. So they're far ahead. Disney has a problem of not having enough content hours. They have about 4,000 hours worth of material on Disney Plus. So that's why they're having trouble keeping subscribers. So I would say after Netflix, it'd probably be Amazon or Hulu had the second best subscriber base at the moment.
Yeah, it seems like Hulu is falling off, right? I've never heard that many people talk about Hulu. Even though
I
I'm
watch
still
a lot of stuff on Hulu.
Yeah.
I'm still a subscriber, and they got good shows. They don't get mentioned as much.
I'm only
right?
Netflix and Disney Plus, really.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pretty basic.
You
I'm
got
all over
Amazon?
the place.
Amazon's got good shows.
I
mean,
have
The Boys-
Amazon, but I only have it because Marvelous Miss Maisel
Yeah.
is Amazon. That's really
Oh.
good.
Also,
You gotta watch what's the Phoebe Waller Fleabag? Have you seen Fleabag?
I've heard it's really
Not
good.
yet.
Yeah.
Holy cow, there's only 2 seasons of it and it's short. You could watch the whole thing in a weekend. It will change your life. Do you hear
I'm
me?
watching
It's so
it.
good.
In a good way, change my life, or
Yes.
change my
Yes.
life and make me depressed and hate
it's
myself.
fantastic. Oh, I can't recommend. I watched it twice. It's so good.
Oh wow! All right. Well, if you watched it twice, I'll get on that.
Yes,
Well,
please.
brother, we love talking to you, man. I miss you, and I miss actually getting to see you.
Yeah, I miss you guys too. I was thinking, should I send you guys donuts or a pizza or something? Next time I'll send you. I like seeing you guys, and I appreciate you having me on. You're so sweet to me all the
Maybe
time.
we can figure out, something eventually.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
put you outside, and
All
I'll
right.
just,
Well,
I'll
it's
just
on-
put a microphone outside.
I can hear them like just as much as
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. It's like
No,
perfect
no,
audio.
I'd rather be able to look through the window at him.
I can see you right there. Just look, turn around.
No.
It'll be me and the landscapers out there telling you what's new.
Well,
Yeah.
It's Chris Crespo, Cinema Crespediso. You can check out his podcast anywhere
sir.
where podcasts is found.
And you definitely should like and subscribe.
Yeah, PFT Media, where you can get a barrage of other podcasts out
All
there.
kinds of great content.
So,
And
Chris,
there's also there's also patreon.com/Crespediso. We're about to put out our episode on They Live this week.
oh,
Nice.
awesome.
Very cool.
And your Crespo Hundo, I always see the people do that on Facebook. And explain to people real quick what that is, because I feel like people have gotten really into that, and more people should.
Oh, sure. Thanks. I appreciate it. Crespo Hundo is, I've been doing it for a few years now. Every movie, I try to watch 100 movies that are new to me. So not like 2020 movies, but just movies I've never seen before. And in the pandemic, you think it'd be easier to watch new movies because I'm home more, but it's actually been a little tougher because there's less stuff coming out.
Yeah,
But
not a lot
for
of stuff.
tagging along with it, it's a lot of fun. So you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search the hashtag Crespo Hundo 2020.
Cool.
There you go.
All right, Chris. Well, we'll talk to you soon, dude, and be safe out there.
I love you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I love you too, man. Be safe out there. That's what, you said it
Oh,
sounded like.
I just remembered I have to update my Crespo Hundo. I watched one
God,
over
I
the
don't thi-
weekend,
I
and I
don't-
forgot to put it down.
I don't think I've seen 100 movies in 44 years of living.
yeah.
I honestly don't
Yeah.
think I've seen 100 movies.
Yeah.
100 movies? Like, just thinking about that, it like makes me tired.
Yeah. I haven't watched. I mean, I think in the past couple months, well, with the Airbnb, I started rolling through some movies with all this stuff. But I don't watch that. I mean, maybe one a week. If
God,
if
Andrea,
that.
her choices and stuff has gone crazier. Like, it used to be Autopsy, First 48. Now she's got this new show, World's Most Dangerous Criminals of All Time. And they're like ranked.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing that. I've
It's
been thinking
good,
about
but
watching
it's
it.
scary. My God, it's just nothing but the worst people doing the worst things, and she loves it.
Too much.
But she's like one of the best person that does the best things. So why does she gravitate to watching that?
Maybe she needs the opposite. Like she needs.
She's
it.
married to it.
I know.
I
that-
give her this for free.
I know. That's what's so bizarre about it. It's
Believe me,
weird.
I think it's bizarre too. We'll take a break.
Yeah.
We'll come back and finish out this today.
Bye-bye. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producers here. Butler's in the other room. Happy, what is it, a Tuesday? It's a Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Is Taco Tuesday, is that still a thing?
No, I think so.
I think it is.
Do you guys adhere to Taco Tuesday?
I never
Typically, no. It's taco on the weekends.
Yeah, my wife does tacos just willy-nilly, just does them whenever they come up. It's just like, oh, Taco Thursday, Taco Wednesday, Taco Monday. I like it. Like, I thought about it, though. Every time when I get here, I have my routine of, like, turning on the lights. And then the first thing I do when I sit down in my chair is I think, what day is it? And if it is a Tuesday, I always say, oh, I'll have Taco Tuesday. Never have.
Right.
Not one time.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever eaten tacos on a Tuesday.
Here's what I like. I like when I'm buying taco ingredients, and then the person at Publix like, oh, Taco Tuesday on a Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
you like that?
Because they have
or you
to-
don't like that.
Of course, I don't like it. I don't like anything.
I know. All right, we're getting there.
But
I don't think that is the
That
first.
sarcastic D-head I like when. You
I
know what I'm
think-
saying?
I think that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first time he's ever fully admitted he hates everything.
yeah.
We're making
I'm
strides
glad he's
this
being
week.
honest.
But
I am glad you're being honest.
they're so used to saying Taco Tuesday as their nerd cashier joke
Small talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that even though it's a Wednesday, they can't help say
No.
Taco Tuesday on a Wednesday or whatever day it is. And I'm like, just ring up the stuff. You're the mask. I'm the mask. We're all gonna die.
Hashtag ruiners.
Oh my God, I got tears in my eyes. The greatest thing you've ever said. How did you come in this spicy today? I like it.
I don't know.
Angry Tom. Hey, he's on the line. Let's just get this thing going. What do you think?
Nerds.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Nerds.
We're all gonna die.
Jock, nerd, jock, nerd.
Oh man.
It's Nerd Jock with EJ. What's going on, EJ?
Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for taking my call.
Hey EJ, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, I
You're-
figured that.
Heard it
I'm
from-
happy right now. It doesn't matter.
Well-
I got my little phone rocker that day.
Yeah, he is.
Here's the
Dan's
thing.
the
This
good one.
guy
That
is
is a
so
true
happy.
statement.
This guy's he's been texting me all night. He's been texting me all night. And
Yeah.
he's just been. We've
Oh,
changed
yeah.
his life. We are heroes. For those
Dude,
of you
60 kilometers overnight last night.
check that out. So just for those of you that don't know, in Pokemon, I guess the point of the game is to exercise and walk as much as humanly possible to catch these fake creatures.
Got to catch them all.
Got to catch them all. And did you just fart?
Oh my God.
I heard
we
that.
got that on
It was like a
No.
big, yeah.
I don't
You
think
heard
so.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
you
heard your
farted.
fart.
Oh, yeah.
I moved
That
it,
was
though.
typical
That was a dad
cartoon fart.
You need to walk. You need to get some gas out of your body. My God.
Yeah.
You just did a big like.
It's
a
a
squisher.
shakaroni
Yeah,
fart.
that was a blammer.
You blam for sure.
The whole chat room's like definitely farted. Everybody's
blam.
confirmed. Stop blam. Anyway, we bought him this shaker for his phone. So now he doesn't have to walk ever to play this game again. It just moves his phone and tricks his phone into thinking he's the world's best Pokemon walker. We're heroes.
Yeah. Oh, that and it doesn't has me not tethered to my phone. Like I used to have my phone in my hand all the time. I'd be shaking it or doing whatever. But now, like with the thing, I'm not tethered to my phone, so I actually spending more time with my family.
So cheating on a phone game has
Heroes.
helped you spend more time with your family.
Sorry,
Yeah,
kids.
you guys are keeping my family together.
Sorry, kids can't play with you. Gotta shake my phone.
Also,
That's weird.
EJ, I don't know if you guys, anybody on Twitch.
Sorry, wife, can't have sex. Gotta shake my phone.
Ever since you grew that beard, that salt and pepper beard, you look a little like Jimmy Kimmel got stung by a bee.
Yeah.
You do.
Jimmy Kimmel before he lost the weight.
I'm doing that joke with Brendan Fraser because I've been watching Doom Patrol, which is one of the things I was going to talk about.
So
He looks like he got stung by bees, like 100.
So you got Daniel bought you this Pokemon.
Well, I forgot multiple times. Butler forgot multiple times to order. We finally ordered it. It came from China. By the way, it came from China in one day.
Wow.
Yes!
Like
It's
it was
better
the.
than seeds.
I
That's
didn't.
the Corona Express.
I don't care enough about EJ to get
Good Christmas book.
updated. I don't care enough about EJ to get the updated shipping. I went with just the free shipping.
standard,
I mean
yeah.
that thing. They put that thing on a apparently the fastest Wuhan flu boat, and that thing came in hot. Came in hot.
Wuhan fan boat.
The guy that delivered it to me coughed it out of his mouth into the studio. No mask. He coughed this Chinese product into the studio, and then EJ, he won't come over here for nothing. I could be on fire right now and text him and be like, I'm dying, I need your help. He would do nothing. He hauled ass over here, took the risk. Risked his life to come over here to buy this phone shaker that we bought from Wuhan.
Yeah. Dressed like Titusville's mayor goes to court.
Oh my God.
This thing, what does it do?
It tricks your pedometer to think, because your pedometer is based off of like a can't think of the word for it, like a dynamo, and if it shakes, it basically makes it seem like you're walking, because it'd be in your pocket shaking.
Okay.
So it tricks it into that. So like I've been experimenting with it and like seeing how long it takes for it to go 10 kilometers or 5 kilometers or 3 kilometers, all different increments. And I figured out every 30 minutes is about what I need to put it on, and then check my phone.
Okay. So I remember growing up.
This is an all-time low for the segment, by the way.
Okay.
So right? It makes me so happy.
I think I'm glad that you're happy, because I like it when my friends are happy. I really do, and I think it's important for everybody to feel that way. You should be jazzed when your friends are pumped up about something. I just don't. I don't get it.
So
I don't understand it.
When I was growing up, I had this neighbor, this childhood friend, and his name was Adam. And
I haven't heard of Adam before.
Yeah, no, this is a pre-porno Joe, like around the same time. Like I was maybe Tommy's age, like 6, 7 years old.
Surprised you remember that long ago.
And he lived in a house, and his dad owned a bunch of 7-Elevens. And he was the richest kid on the block.
Oh yeah,
and
the Slurpee money.
He eventually moved to Weston, where Dan Marino lives, down in Miami.
Right,
He moved out of old South Miami, where And anyway, so he had a video game room, arcade room.
Yeah, I had a friend that had this. His name was Penn.
And
I always thought that was a cool name, Penn.
In his arcade room, he had one of those basketball arcade games that you throw in the hoop and the balls come rolling down and you throw. Anyway, and I remember I went over one day and he had this insane score and we'd all been trying to beat it. We're like, oh my God, how'd you get that? And then we found out all he did is like he climbed in and there's a sensor, and then he tapped the sensor a bunch of times, and then he's like, I just did that, and we're like, well,
what's the point?
That doesn't.
You need to move to Cheater Island with Dan Marino.
So the reason why I told the story is that's what you're doing with the Pokemon thing at this point.
You're being an Adam.
Well,
Nobody likes an Adam.
Don't be an Adam.
Don't be an Adam.
What does it matter what your score is if you're just going
all for nothing
and waving your hand in front of the sensor?
Cheating.
It doesn't matter anymore. That doesn't count.
I feel the same way about the people on Animal Crossing that time travel. When you jump all around in time, you're not really playing the game. You're cheating it.
So when you go home, EJ, and your phone, you just put your phone on the winder, and it says you walked 50 kilometers.
It would be the same thing if you and I got a PPM meter for corporate time and we stuck it on Watchwinders.
Oh, yeah.
And stuck it in our poop shack. And then let them wind
from doing that.
So a corporate time would be the #1 rated program in the world.
You want a Easter
egg? By the
egg?
way, if I did get one, I would do that.
You want a Tom and Dan Easter egg? When we interviewed Shannon Burke on our BDM show, he mentioned that way before the damn I don't know, like it's lawsuits and the whole thing.
Oh man,
it was there.
It was there. It was there the whole time.
We knew the whole time.
If you go back to our podcast,
I think some lawyers contacted us about that.
They did, yeah. And then we forgot to send them the tapes.
Yeah.
We're supposed to send them the tapes.
I think they said don't talk about it too.
Yeah, I think they did too. I don't know. Nobody will hear
whatever.
this.
Who cares?
I've already got this.
We're all gonna die. That's what I heard.
This whole show, I've already got this show on a Watchwinder in my poop shack. I don't even.
Why are Watchwinders the way to cheat?
Watchwinders are the only thing in the world that are never used for watches, only for cheating things.
I like how when digital watches were invented, the Watchwinder company probably no. But they're just like, just wait. One day,
all radio ratings will be. You'll be richer than ever.
And nerds will use it for Pokemon. Anyway, sorry, EJ, we went crazy. What do you want to start with?
Yeah,
Let's stick with nerds since we're talking about nerd stuff. let's talk about the New Mutants. They're going to try to put it in theaters on the 28th this month, which it's been pushed back like for 3 years now, and they're finally going to put it in theaters on the 28th.
Okay,
this
full
week.
transparency, EJ. I have to be honest with you. For the last 2 weeks that we've done your segment, I forgot to put your window up, and
on the fish again,
I just let the fish roll.
I told a new girl at the office to listen that Tuesday, and she's like, "There was just fish there. Where weren't you on the screen?" I'm like, "Yeah, Victoria was."
See you. You're not on the radio.
It wasn't even real.
I
know it's you.
I totally thought it was. I was gonna get so hot for you, but all I
Don't
saw were
trouble.
fish, and I just heard your fat voice.
Calling someone's voice fat.
Oh my god, you have such a fat voice. Don't talk. Ew. Your voice needs to lose weight.
So
If only I could put myself on the rocker, then maybe that would help.
Well, you could actually walk. I mean,
I usually do. That's the thing. The rocker is only replacing the time I spend away from my family, so I would normally do that walking or riding my bike. So I
Why
like
don't you
at
bring
lunch
your
today, I'm
family
going to
with
ride
you?
around Lake Eola on my bike.
The problem is that now you're spending more time with your family, but less time doing the thing
that you enjoy.
that you need to do
To live.
spend the ultimate time with the family. Because no
Don't
walking.
destroy my logic, Tom. Leave it alone.
I'm just saying that you're going to spend time until you no more time.
I mean, it's probably about time. I'm sure Sam's got a note somewhere in there. We were supposed to check on this burpee challenge that he was doing.
Oh,
I've been doing it.
what are you up to?
I still do it. Yeah.
When you
Brenda keeps me on track on it to make sure.
You understand
Brenda?
what a burpee is, right? Like it's not like like.
Oh yeah. It's,
No, it's the one punch man challenge where you do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and then 10-kilometer run
every day.
every day, and it's hard to do because my shoulders are messed up from it.
are you doing 100 push-ups?
I'm doing them in increments of 10. So not 100 straight.
I'm doing it in increments of 1 per year.
I was about to say, like, I do an exercise where I do 100 push-ups, and it's a lot. It's rough.
It's hard to do, yeah.
All right, let's keep going to nerd.
All right, go back to the New Mutants. Did you ever read the New Mutants comic books?
A little bit, yeah.
Dan?
Yeah,
okay, they're going to do the Demon Bear story. That's what the New Mutants is about.
Okay, that'll be cool, I think.
Yeah, because like the Demon Bear comes after him. Like the new trailer looks amazing.
Yeah, I think that would
I
be
hope
good.
they do well on it.
So what took them so long to finally come out with this?
Reshoots. They did a bunch because they were trying to connect it with the old X-Men movies, the ones from like First Class, the ones that Michael Fassbender was in. But now they want to closer tie it to Deadpool, and because Ileana Rasputin's in it, and she is Colossus's little sister. And so they're going to try to connect it more to the Deadpool movies than the old X-Men movies. So they had to reshoot some stuff for that.
So, okay, follow my logic here, Daniel.
I don't like the name Fassbender.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like it.
He does have a big Fassbender, though.
I don't like it.
So, do you think that studios and content providers are, because everything got shut down and the lack of producing new content, I mean, they have probably an amazing array of content that's never seen the light of day.
I've always said this about the ones that got shelved. They should pop some of those out and see how they do.
The pilots.
Yeah, or not even. I'm not.
You guys talked about that in the past. The pilots that never got released that
I
were
think
good.
a show
complete
of
show.
pilots. You could do a whole season of pilots.
The problem with pilots, though, is there's only one, and if you liked it, it's kind of disappointing because that's it.
Yeah, but at least it's seen.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's kind of like Unsolved Mysteries.
But,
you know, when you turn that on, they're all like little one-offs, right?
There's got to be shows, complete series, and things that were filmed and never saw the light of day, right?
Yeah.
There's got to be like maybe not movies.
There was a Blazing Saddles TV show that they did 16 episodes to keep the rights. Never saw the light of day. Louis Gossett Jr. was playing Cleavon Little's part.
And
no way.
There's probably a lot of stuff that maybe made it to like the beginning of the editing and then they just pulled the plug on it or something that they could probably finish. You know what I'm saying? There's probably lots of stuff like that, right?
Tons.
But the quality may be less though.
I mean, you could.
But how much less?
You could pull them from different times. You know, you could go back. There's pilots from I'm sure the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I mean,
but I'm saying like even like full shows, TV like series, like maybe not like reality shows, but you know what I'm saying? There's got to be tons of content that is like was stopped for whatever reason in the process, but it's already done that they could finish and just put out, I'm sure.
Did you turn on your microwave? Why did it get so loud?
It did get loud.
It did? I haven't changed anything.
Oh,
I'm
my
still
God.
just
Fax machine's
standing
going
here.
crazy.
Yeah.
All right, next
Maybe
story.
it's my rocker. Okay, the next thing I have is well, let's talk about Lovecraft Country. Have you guys were you guys ever readers of H.P. Lovecraft stories?
A little bit. We touched a little bit on this with Chris Crespo.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
he talked about the sundown counties.
No, go ahead.
In the future of this show.
No.
Coming up next.
You're expecting Cthulhu to show up with his little squid beard thingy.
I don't like the name Cthulhu either.
What is this? I saw it on HBO. I watched like John Oliver, and they showed the preview for this.
Yeah.
And it looked like crazy, confusing sci-fi, old
horror.
and new. What is it?
Well, the first episode is kind of about like these sundown towns. Like back in the day in the South, there was some towns in the South that if you were black and you had to be out of town by sundown, or you'd either get lynched or murdered or
Yeah, like
worse.
Jim Crow laws.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, like they're kind of doing like Watchmen. Like I learned about the Tulsa massacres from Watchmen. I didn't know that was real because I wasn't taught it in schools. And Watchmen told me about the Tulsa massacres and like Black Wall Street that was in Tulsa. And they're kind of doing that with these sundown towns in this H.P. Lovecraft show, which is really interesting.
But by the way, white people, when you're like, "Why are you so mad?" and then some people, like, this didn't happen that long ago.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
There are people still alive.
Yeah.
That this happened
experienced
to.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't.
Yes.
We're not talking about 800
No.
years ago. Like,
No.
God
It's a human
damn.
lifetime
It's
ago.
insane.
Yes.
Yeah, it's insane. Anyway, yeah. So
Why do you get so mad, my God? My God.
people say that they're like, "What's
No, I
wrong?"
know. I see
I
them.
know.
Well, I didn't do any of that.
Yeah. If that happened to your grandpa,
Oh,
like
my God.
you'd be
Oh,
mad as
mad,
hell
mad,
too.
mad.
Yeah. Like he's telling you about it.
Yeah.
Like he's still alive telling you about it. Anyway, so
But it's an interesting show. I'm interested in seeing it because I kind of like the H.P. Lovecraft, the very psychological horror, like not knowing if you're crazy or not, stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
crazy the whole
I'm looking
time.
forward to the show.
Sure. Yeah, it looks good, and people seem to be, giving it some good reviews. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I think at this point in time, like we all need a new good show to watch. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out.
I'm actually kind of enjoying, against my better wishes, that stupid World's Most Dangerous Criminal show that my wife puts on. Because some of these people, they get away with all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
You start looking at it, you're like, oh my God, it's crazy out there.
Yeah.
Stay inside.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
Yeah, I'm getting more paranoid.
Dude, if you never watched that,
It's bliss.
they're showing you
Oh,
very
my
rare
God.
anomalies of crazy
now,
smart people.
but now I'm playing Tropico 6. I'm designing my own Cuba.
It is scary if like a really smart person decides to do crime
Evil.
and kill people. Yeah.
They're good
It's
at
like
it.
hard to
Oh,
like,
they're good at
hard
it.
to figure it out. Most of the crime is done by dummies, but
It
when
is.
Bozos, yeah.
But
a-
when you see
when a
somebody who's
smart person
really
does-
dedicated themselves, oh my God, they can do some damage.
Yeah.
Holy moly,
Yeah,
that show.
Steve Jobs of murder. This
My
is bad.
God. You are really good at this whole oppression thing.
But again, very rare. you
Yeah.
know. So
What else you got?
Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about TV shows I've been watching Doom Patrol on HBO Max, which I love. It's a great show. It's basically the template that X-Men stole from when Stan Lee invented the X-Men. Doom Patrol was before this. Like, they're leaders in a wheelchair. Everyone has certain powers, and they all have issues, and it's based off real life. That's what Doom Patrol is. And, like, Brendan Fraser's in it, and it looks like he got stung by 100 bees from Encino Man. Yeah.
So
A lot more leaders in wheelchairs than I would think.
Yeah, right? And usually they're the most powerful. Usually,
Those
like
of
the
us-
guy that's
yeah.
the most physically disabled is the most powerful.
But for those of us that aren't in wheelchairs, I feel like it's flawed.
what do you mean?
Well, I mean,
Oh,
I'm
here we
just
go.
saying, he's in a wheelchair.
You need some sort of
If I take your wheels off,
telepathic ability, right?
you do. You can't just be in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
What's your power? I'm in a wheelchair.
Yeah, like, yeah, extreme upper body strength for sure.
Yeah.
But
What's your power? I have the roughest hands.
yeah. I could alligator run away from zigzag. It's just hard. You can never catch me.
Stairs are your weakness.
I have a power for rolling through dog poo and then rolling back through a SunTrust bank.
Yeah, but Tom does that too, and he has two
That's
able
true.
body
Yeah,
parts.
Yeah, he does that.
I am
Not as efficient, thoh.
Some would say more disabled than someone in
Yeah.
a wheelchair. A lot of people
You
are.
need a mental wheelchair. I just can't figure out how to make one. I've been trying to engineer one. I can't figure it out.
I think that
You are the human equivalent of an old basset hound with PVC wheels on the back end of you. He lives out here.
Yeah.
That poor basset hound, PVC wheelchair. He wheels his legs out just so he can take a doo-doo. That's you.
Yeah. So let's go into sports, EJ.
Okay, well, let's talk about the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks that got cut from the team because he tried to sneak a girl into the hotel. Have you seen that story?
No.
Oh man! So the guy's name is let's get this right. Kima Siverand. He's a quarterback from Oklahoma State, and he was an undrafted free agent. So this is like a great opportunity for him. And he tried to sneak a girl in the hotel rooms at the team hotel, dressed as a player. Like, just put a hoodie on her. And, like, they're going through, like, COVID, make sure they're safe and doing that stuff. And he thought he could get her through.
Mm-hmm.
And he got cut from the team because he did it. What an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
That's
You
what
know,
you get.
That's
I mean,
bad. But I can see
man.
where people would want to do that. I could see myself trying to do
here's the thing. Think about
You got to follow the rules. Everyone has to follow the rules.
It's
Indeed.
true. It's true. But think about how horny that guy was.
Oh, my God.
No lap is worth losing a spot in the NFL.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't know. I think I'm that horny. I think I'm horny enough to lose a spot in the NFL.
I understand that it's illogical. I understand that it's a stupid decision, and you're going to ruin the rest of your life.
Horny plus dum-dum equals bad
Yes,
decisions,
but,
right?
But think about it. Okay, this guy's an extreme athlete. He's, what is he, 22?
He's a baby.
He's 22.
Totally, yeah.
His testosterone is through the goddamn roof. I mean, just it's spiking at probably 1100. I mean,
He can take care of that.
and
it's not the same.
and then
Doesn't matter. Grow up, baby.
It's not the same.
You're about to make the NFL. There's some I'm smoking hot
Yeah,
girl.
like
that,
So he
11.
can't control himself.
No.
Give me a break.
Here's the thing: why do anybody try to get away with anything?
Yeah.
Because they thought they can get away with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So in his mind, he's like, "Well, I'll just put a hoodie on her. I mean, like no one's paying attention. I'll get you up. I'll go."
I'm sure her body shape and type is much like an
yeah,
NFL
does
player.
not fit a player for the
Well, he
Seahawks.
didn't take that part out.
Yeah. Again, it goes back to being a dodo.
He's kind of dumb.
Yeah. But the dumber you are, the hornier you are. Sometimes I think that you're uncontrollable.
We don't know how to do.
Yeah.
Mini girl now.
So you know what? He blew it, but I
tried.
can't blame him. Yeah, he
He
tried.
tried, you know, and like, but you have to own it. I feel like that, you know the rules.
yeah.
Rules are rules, and you're cut, and you gotta own it.
And here's
you
the
can't bitch about it later and be like, no, come on, guys, no. You knew.
And if I know the NFL, if you're good enough, you could be a
Take
murderer.
another shot.
You could be a murderer. Like it does. They do not care. You could punch women, be a murderer, and they'll look past a lot of things. I'm just telling you the truth.
History has shown that it's accurate.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily going to ruin his entire career. It probably
It's gonna slow it down a little bit.
It's going to ruin the relationship with the Seahawks. But if you're good enough, someone will get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever.
All right.
What
The
else
next
we
thing
got?
I got is oh man, Tom. What was the most you've ever squat? Like doing a squat,
I've squatted.
I know, yeah.
as in weightlifting.
I can't remember.
Can you?
Do you think
I
you've
can't
done like
squat.
315, like 3 plates on each side?
If I got in that position right now, I think my legs would explode.
Yeah,
Like,
well-
Oh, coming to the story. This is coming up.
Well, I do. I'll tell you what I do in leg press. I do 500 on each side. So I'm doing technically 1,000 pounds, but that's sitting down.
But it's
leg
on a sled, right?
Yeah, it's on a sled.
That's completely different than a
Yeah,
free
it's different,
weight
yeah.
squat. So I don't know. I don't know if that equates to anything, but I don't know. I could do some. I got bird legs.
I
so-
can
You
walk
got
up.
little skinny legs.
Yeah,
can
that's
walk
why
upstairs.
I was interested.
Yeah. So whatever you could do,
I could do better.
Yeah.
That's my
I think
motto.
The most I did was 405.
Like,
that
at the
killed
gym,
my
they-
back.
But I'm not talking about EJ. I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
now,
right,
yeah, for sure. I wouldn't even try
At
now.
the gym,
I'm not
they
gonna
call
blow
Tom
my back for no reason.
Sandpiper.
Why? What are you talking
Well,
about?
the reason why I'm telling this story is there's a guy called Alexander. Oh my God, Sadek. He's a Russian power lifter, and he blew out both of his knees attempting 880 pounds.
No.
There's video. You can pull up the video if
Is
you
it
want,
gross?
but it's yeah.
I don't think I
Do
can
you
watch
see
it.
his knees?
You don't wanna watch
Do you
it.
see him
Like-
explode? Because sometimes my knees feel like that, just laying in bed.
Yeah, like look up. It's Sedykh is his last name, and it shows his attempt. And they have like those the bars, and it has like the ropes down. So even if it does fall, like if he fails, it still catches the weight, so he doesn't get crushed by the weight. But man, his knees just blow out. It's just.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that.
Me either. A knee blowout is hard to watch.
A lot of these super power lifters go through this where they their ligaments and I mean sometimes even their bones aren't strong enough because their muscles have surpassed the strength that their body structure could even handle and stuff. Like, you know, obviously they're overtraining and trying to break these records.
Yeah, I'm not going to play the video at all. Like, I know nobody wants to see that, but...
Yeah, they had like a screenshot of like what happens during like when they show the thumbnail of the video, and it's like, ooh.
And I think a lot of these guys...
And his knees are wrapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you think they'd be safe? Like if he had like, because offensive linemen in Miami, they all wore knee braces, even if they didn't have bad knees. They did it to protect their knees.
Yeah. Interesting.
A lot of these guys, they have problems when they get old, right? Because they've overtrained. They've overtrained their body, and they've done like damage from getting so strong and stuff. You know,
don't they get like osteoporosis and stuff like that? Like things that like older ladies get after they get menopause, but like the weightlifters get it because they've damaged their bones so much.
Yeah, and a lot of them, you know, obviously they do testosterone therapy and stuff, and they're running hot.
They go through this guy's injuries, and it says the doctor said that they assembled my knee well, and the quads were sewn with a double stitch. My wife also wrote that my meniscus was torn and the tendons flew off, but they have already been sewn back on. So
Wait a minute, your tenders can just fly off?
Yeah, apparently his did. And then
tenders.
This
I said tenders.
This is his quote.
My tenders flew off. Strap my tenders down.
He said, everything hurts, but we're holding on. What is my prognosis? To lie down for 2 months and not move his leg.
Oh, no.
I'm good with that.
Wow.
He needs a phone rocker.
And then he's got to learn. Then he's got to relearn how to walk.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And he has no timetable for recovery.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah, he's probably done. There's no way he's getting back.
Well, you go train. You just become a coach and live that life for a while.
Lift in a wheelchair.
Well, speaking of
not as fun.
Of coming
Wheelchairs
back,
are so X-Men.
Have you guys heard that Alex Smith?
Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up right after this.
Yeah.
Alex Smith, he's ready. They said he's in football shape too, which is amazing.
What do you think about that?
Okay.
I think it could work.
It's two different things. One, and this is the pessimistic side of me, is this is just a giant feel-good publicity stunt, especially for the Redskins that need it right now.
Wait, didn't they change their name?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Washington football team.
Cancel him.
You're dead naming the team.
You're done, buddy.
Especially
you are done.
The football team.
You are donezo.
So, and if I'm a gambling man, which I am, I would lean towards that because they have very bad publicity. They just got a new president of operations that is the first black
president.
Black president, which you know, it does scream of we're trying to overcompensate because we're going through real bad. But
it's a good thing.
First black president, maybe he can do a lot of good things, and then this is usher in a change, that we need. So whatever the catalyst is, even if it is because they're trying to, whatever. Anyway,
something good is happening is basically what you're saying.
Washington football team is in bad publicity right now, real bad, and bringing Alex Smith in, his story is incredible, and like his recovery and the fact that he was almost the guy almost died.
The guy almost died.
Yeah, and
it's bad.
Almost lost his leg, like close to losing his leg. Anyway, the fact that he can even be a contender for the job is insane enough. But whether or not he's going to start seems to me to be a stretch way too far. I mean, a guy that was that injured is going to come back and compete with. Like, I mean, even Dwayne Haskins, the guy, Haskins is an insane athlete. You know, his football knowledge may not be up to par with Alex Smith, but just the athlete can make up for it. Anyway, to me, it may be leaning more towards publicity stunt, but I'm rooting for him because it's a crazy story.
Yeah, it would be even better if he could come back. And
I mean, think about if you get him in a game and the amount of people just wanting to see that guy do well, but.
Yeah. Well, who do you think is going to play first? Do you think Tua's going to play or Alex Smith is play first?
Tua.
Because Tua has this kind of same scenario where he had a devastating injury and he got drafted in the first round by the Dolphins. So.
Yeah, but not anywhere close to Alex Smith. Alex Smith, he had an infection. They had to remove.
Oh, it was terrible.
Like his leg was left open. You know, they like when you have those infections and stuff. They basically leave your leg open for
God.
like.
Stop it.
It's gross.
Whoa.
Like, Tua is, from all the reports that I heard, is recovered already and back to good. And they'll bring him in. They'll do what everybody does, and Fitzpatrick will start have a couple bad games in November, and they'll bring in Tua. He'll look good, but he'll need a lot of work, and it'll go from there. I bet.
That makes sense.
That's what it seems like.
I can see that happening.
But
are you guys doing your fantasy draft soon?
It's
end of August, I think. We're doing it though Zoom.
Yeah, it's all virtual.
Zoom one.
Yeah, which we still need someone to run the board. If you want to zoom in and run the board, I mean that's real degrading.
I mean, it's the least that you could do from us, like taking away your life.
Yeah, I know.
Look, could we be blamed for your eventual were your kids avenge their father's death? And come
and beat us up?
Well, because they'll be like, my father used to walk on his Pokemon walks.
You killed my father. You're like Sharon Stone. What if you non-mask wearers did this? Yeah, and then I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't do anything. I bought him a gift.
Yeah, because they're going to be like.
Because he's addicted to. I'll just be straight with him. I'm like, look, your dad liked Pokemon more than he liked you, and I can't do anything about that.
Right, that's
not my fault.
Cool.
You know, if you were my kid, I'd probably love you more. But you're not my kid.
I love
and
kids.
if you want to be
They're
my kid,
favorite.
I will adopt you.
You guys
now.
don't see how I am with them. You just see this guy. That's
I
on your
will
Zoom
adopt
call or
your
whatever.
kids, and I will adopt your wife, and I will even allow her to lay with me if she wants.
Yeah.
Oh, so you
Her
want to be
choice.
my best man now? That whole tradition.
No. I don't want that. I don't want to be connected to you. You disgust me.
So
But
EJ, we were debating this. If we ordered you a shakaroni every day for
Every
lunch
day.
and sent it to your office, I started really thinking about this. He'd eat it for the first 3 days, then he started getting mad.
Shakaroni me. It's a documentary we're doing.
He'll throw away like two because out of anger.
No, that other guy in there will eat one.
No, I'll give
John,
him to
was it
John,
John?
or I'll give
Yeah.
him to the ladies in the office.
But you'll-
probably.
Hey, lady.
Definitely
The
do
new
that
girl?
Yeah, because I definitely would take a shakaroni.
Hey,
right
new
now.
girl, want some shakaroni?
But then-
this will make up for you
Anytime.
staring at the fish.
But you'll at least have a couple pieces, slices. Then it'll settle into. We could probably pack a couple more pounds a week on
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And
I think we could do 5 pounds a week.
how
If it ends in his demise, can his family sue us for wrongful death?
No.
I think this
No,
is
because it comes to freedom of choice of whether I eat it or not.
Yeah, but you'll eat it.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, we know that though.
Yeah.
So this guy
Right.
kind of
No,
makes
we
his
gotta
murders.
we gotta
Right.
send like his. What's your favorite food, EJ?
Well, I do like the Pizza Hut stuffed crust pepperoni, so I do like that.
We can ask
That's
the
what-
shakaroni to be stuffed.
Yeah, it's
But
like,
the shakaroni, if you get it
Can you
stuffed, I'll
stuff
try
the
it. Because
shakaroni?
I heard they're having a shortage of pepperonis because of that pizza.
It's not the pizza. It's people in general just buying more pepperoni because we're staying at
Yeah.
home and cooking. And pepperoni's good.
which is
I like
weird.
pepperoni.
The making pizza at home caused more of a pepperoni shortage than the restaurants being open
Because people put more pepperoni on their personal pizzas.
Yeah.
The corporation's trying to save the pepperoni.
I crisp
Cheap.
mine. I crisp my pepperoni.
Yes.
If I
Before I put it on my pizza, I fry it in a pan like bacon.
if I make my own pepperoni pizza, I will put pepperoni in every square inch.
You'll
And
see
that
it,
is what the
You'll only
shakaroni
see
is supposed
pepperoni.
to be.
Yeah, and then I'll
That's what I
You're
want.
wearing me down, Sam.
and then I'll be like, oh, I don't want to leave the rest in the dang cheese drawer
So then you
because
double down on
In the dang
pepperoni.
cheese drawer.
the drawer. That's
I
right.
ain't
cheese-
leaving the rest in the dang cheese drawer. Are you crazy?
Because then they get dried out, and or at night I'll start snacking on
snacking
them
on 'em.
high.
Oh,
Yeah.
snacking pepperonis. That's
Snacking
good time.
Snacking
So I
pepperoni.
just pour the whole bag.
I like
Macaronis,
the
you dip them in
littles.
some ranch.
I like the little.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
minis?
The minis.
Yeah, those
That's
are good too.
the key to pepperoni. Make them tiny.
Yeah,
Right.
chop them.
Big pepperonis. That's
Oh, yeah.
So should I send you the address to my office so you can send me a pizza
Stupid.
today?
Yeah, I'll send you a pizza today. But you
Yeah.
got to eat the whole thing.
I will film it and eat the whole thing.
Facebook
okay.
Live it.
Who's talking in the
Is
background?
that John?
John,
Yeah,
shut
he wants
the
some
hell
too.
up,
He
John.
wants-
This isn't your time,
Shut
John.
the hell up, John.
John, shut your fat mouth. We didn't give you
They
a
loved
segment.
You last week. This
We'll
week
get-
you're like, shut up.
John, we'll give you a segment when we want to have the boring hour with John. Shut up, John.
You think this is a game?
This isn't a game, John. And if I find out you ate one slice of shakaroni, I'll come down there and I'll kill you. I will kill you, John.
He'll be listening to this one for sure. I'll tell him. I'll send him the RSS feed.
Shut up, John. I swear to God, EJ, if John ever talks during your bit again, I will come down there. I will kill John.
It's too far.
Some of agents is like, this is what you're doing at work.
It's a threat.
Yeah, they're threatening my coworkers at work.
doesn't
I'm getting
matter.
fired, you guys. Now that'll also.
You voluntarily call in each week.
We're like, we'll still get you the chacaroni. You're at home and you get chacaroni.
Every day.
And then your wife.
With your phone rocking next to you.
Oh, your phone's rocking.
Only thing moving
Yeah.
is the phone.
You're,
Oh, God, that's funny.
Big Tim Kimmel.
Big
I gotta.
Tim
You
Kimmel.
gotta send me some overalls too if you're gonna make me as big as Tim.
Oh, Big Kimmel.
You're Big Timmel.
Big Timmel. All right. We gotta get. What you got? Anything to plug, EJ?
bye.
What are you doing?
No, I got nothing. Well, Ed Sinez came over and looked at my screens, which I really appreciate, but
Oh,
I think I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it myself.
I hope he
You're
came
gonna do
over
it
and he's
yourself
like, hey,
anyway?
these are nice
Oh,
screens.
yeah.
I'll see you later.
I'm gonna work something out, EJ. Where you're gonna do some commercials and
For
then
chacaroni.
and then you're gonna
Yeah.
pay off Ed Sinez aluminum rescreening your screens. But
yeah, because the one side, the pins that go into the concrete, they ripped out because of the winds we had the other day, which I got to get fixed.
Ripped your pens out.
No.
I hate doing concrete screws; they're the worst.
Yeah.
He says that as if he's done concrete.
I have done concrete. I did pools. I did the rebar in the pools before they sprayed the concrete. I did that for the job before I did this job.
No,
It sucked. It was the worst.
yeah. That seems like a job a ex-UM
Yeah.
tight
Oh
end
yeah,
would do.
because I'm bending steel all day is
Yeah.
what I'm doing, and then wrapping it with a little thing.
Yeah,
that you
you're-
spin around.
You're Michael Slowbender.
I
Good
don't know why I
nerd
put up with
joke.
this abuse. Oh yeah, you guys got me a rocker, so I'm still happy. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I know. He sent me his address. I'm sending you a shakaroni.
We got that for you because we knew time you were about to quit.
Yeah, we did.
We're like, he's got nothing to plug. He's gonna realize that they're doing this for nothing.
Hey guys, I need to talk about my bit. Don't give him the opportunity.
Yeah.
Send him a gift.
Yeah, we're bullying him. We're going too far.
Too far.
So we had to
Yeah.
buy you that. It brings you back in. We can.
We
bully
got
you.
another 6 months now.
Yeah,
Now
oh,
we gotta
yeah.
just think of a contingency plan.
All right, EJ.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right,
Okay,
man.
see you, dude.
See ya. I'll get you a pizza. That is EJ live. EJ and John live from the mail room. What are they doing in there? I don't
Eventually, we're going to let John take over, right?
Yeah, I like John.
Oh yeah. I like John.
I
way
like
more.
John
Yeah.
the better.
That
He's
was
the
just to
better.
throw EJ off the scent. That
I
we're
wonder
gonna-
what John wants. I'll buy him a gift.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
start buying people, get random people, just people I don't know. But then go too far with I send John like a diamond earrings. I was like with a note that says I love you, John.
We just start sending his wife lingerie.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
probably.
God.
Inappropriate gifts.
John, I sent your wife edible panties.
What if I send like I didn't have any idea about what was okay or not.
Appropriate.
I thought I was sending clients.
Yeah, so you said like
Fairvilla gifts.
Yeah. It was
yeah,
like,
you
look
send, I'm gonna send
look at the C
Steve
ring.
from Porky's. I sent him a butt plug.
the big,
Stick it in the pork
and then
butt.
it says, smoke this.
he'd be like, "Why? Is this a threat?"
Yeah.
No, it came before.
No, I thought you would like that. I thought that after a hard day of smoking meats, you would have come down and come home and sit on that.
Oh my God.
That doesn't every.
Steve, like, I don't,
here's a fact.
Don't say that.
If I know one thing, it's I know that people that smoke meat professionally like butt plugs, and that's a Dan Dennis promise. He gets home, goes inside, takes off his apron, takes off his Wranglers.
He's like, no. I was like, I'll sue. I'm gonna sue you. What?
Gone too far.
Why are you suing? You didn't even open it. You didn't even try it. You at least send it back to me,
right?
So I can get it. Get a refund from Fair Villain. Things aren't cheap. That's $85.
Oh God damn. All right. Bye. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan.
Yeah, let's get.
You want to do it?
Yeah, let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. Weird Job Wednesday, brand new song. It's from Joey.
Is your job desired, or would you rather be fired? I guess that I'll say it's Weird Job Wednesday. What is your weird job? Are you
Got a
so
ghost.
disgusting, fat slob? Tell me, will you say that it's Weird Job Wednesday? What's your job? Are you working by the hour? What's your job? Are you sitting in your tower? Thank you, Tom. Tuesday's over, so it's time to say it's Weird Job Wednesday. It's Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom.
There you go.
Oh, thanks,
Very
Joey.
sweet.
Joey singing.
He goes to the effort of playing the piano and singing at the same time. It's an insane amount of effort.
I feel like you always wanted to be a bit of a piano man, and sometimes when I see Joey and all the things that he can do, because he's made no bones about the fact that he's on the spectrum.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you think that you're like him, but you're not. Because he has all these crazy things he can do.
Yeah. He's got all the advantages
of the
being on the spectrum.
spectrum.
Like he's a piano savant.
He can sit down and I can go like, living on a prayer. And he's like, I got it.
He can do the math real time in his head.
And he
giving
likes
him
fun.
And the odds of craps and gambling.
He likes fun.
Mathematician.
He's a nice person and not a pathological liar.
Yeah. I think he
Like you.
works out. He's a good.
Yeah.
I've got all the downfalls.
Oh,
Of,
pun intended.
Of being on the spectrum, and then they can't even count the toothpicks.
Yeah, you can't.
They fell on the floor and be like, "That's a lot."
There's a lot there. I'm not counting those. All right, who's our weird job today?
Weird Job brought to you by StreamlineFlorida.com. I just refinanced recently because the rates are so good right now.
Rates are so good, I refinance every single day.
I'm telling you, just call up Brian Zymel and his team and just find out if it would be advantageous for you to refi right now or do a cash-out refi, invest some money into your house, do whatever you want. You probably have some equity. Just give them a call. All it takes is a phone call, and they'll tell you over the phone whether it makes sense or not. So,
And if you're a dad, it's dadvantageous.
Yeah, StreamlineFlorida.com. So on the line with us, an old friend of the show. He has done some
bad things for us.
yeah.
He used to have to ask his father's permission to
Yeah.
to glass bead blast turds and wieners on mugs.
Yeah,
for us.
yeah. I don't know how many
Thousands
wieners
of wiener mugs this man
At
made.
least 500.
Yeah. 500 wiener mugs. and then,
And the
explain it
artwork-
to his family.
And the artwork that you would choose was vile and disgusting veiners.
Yeah. For sure, they had a discussion within the family. Whether this was not their the best thing to do for their future
No.
and their future. Of the
It was
company.
like the saddest version of Coco. It's like the
It was
mean
glass cocoa.
It's glass cocoa, and then the mean grandma finds a D mug, a mug with a veiny D on it, and she's like, "Is this what you've been doing? You've been glass bead blasting wieners on these mugs?" I hate wiener mugs. And she smashes the wiener mug in the middle of the town square.
Yeah. Then there's this whole thing you go into.
Remember me.
Then your uncle killed your dad.
Yeah, it's
you're in a
horrible.
ghost world, and
And your aunts are still fat, but they're skeletons. Which is weird.
yeah, why are their skeletons fat?
Yeah, why are you so fat?
Like, you're old. The only advantage of dying and going to skeleton world is you're skinny now, and
Exactly.
your skeleton's fat.
Yeah,
It's
and you're
bizarre.
wearing fat clothing in heaven. Or wherever you are. It's Mexican skeleton heaven.
That's where I want to go to heaven. I don't know about you guys.
Welcome to Mexican skeleton heaven.
Why aren't you more terrified? Where you are at is scary.
Wait a minute. You mean your entire body decomposed except for your mustache, Uncle Javier? Like, that's weird.
What about your regular hair? What about your downstairs hair?
Yeah,
Don't ask.
where are your skeleton pubes?
I'm sorry, Nate. On the line with us right now for Weird Job Wednesday, our buddy Nate. How you doing, dude?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me on.
So, Nate, we mentioned a little before, maybe a lot of our listeners would know you as Dr. Glasshole.
I don't know if you're supposed to say that.
I'm trying to rebrand and
okay,
kind of
sorry.
step away
Talk
from the
to-
whole
Don't
Dr.
talk
Glasshole thing,
about
but,
it.
you know.
He used to have a company called Dr. Glasshole.
Oh,
And I loved
did you
it.
not want your new bosses to hear that?
I loved
Oh
it.
no, they know that. That's kind of the one of the reasons they hired me. So
Oh,
it's all
real?
Wait a
What?
minute. You're Glasshole? You got the job.
good. Got the good kid.
Hold on, you're not just Mr. Glasshole, you're
My
Dr.
God,
Glasshole.
I haven't been this stunned since I found out who was Banksy.
Yeah, put some respect on my name, man.
I'm sorry.
Guys,
Nate.
get in here. This is Glasshole.
Doctor. You can call him Doctor. Nate, tell us about your new job because, I mean, it's I would say complete 180 from, well, there's glass involved, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's lenses. Yeah, I would even say it's a complete 360, Tom. Right now I do I work for a movie studio. I work for a film and television studio in Winter Haven, of all places.
I'm sorry. We're laughing because I spit Corona all over the
Why did you do that?
He did. It's all over my arm, and I don't know what to do. It's
Oh, you got it glistening.
It's all over me.
Yeah. I literally did a spit take.
I normally don't I
Sorry.
don't know why you did that.
Because-
Good thing I was wearing a bikini.
yeah. So sorry, Nate. Start over because we all got
Take it from the top.
Take it from the top.
Yeah, I'm sales and marketing director at a movie studio in Winter Haven called Dolphin Image Films.
All right.
Sweet.
So
Yeah.
how does a movie studio end up in Winter Haven, Florida? You know, it seems like it's an odd place to
The
set
worst
up.
place? Yeah. No, it's actually a great place. This the way it happened is we bought a old studio that was built back in the 60s called Patterson Studios.
Okay.
They worked with Cypress Gardens. They worked and did a lot of the old Florida filmmaking.
Oh,
Was
sweet.
all done here at Patterson.
So this is just literally left over from like an older day back when they used to have the studio relatively close because they were dealing with like film and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, it's crazy. Our offices, we bought it in 2018. Full renovation, $2 million project. It looks great now. But the entire upstairs was where you would edit film, which is enough to hold 10 people in an office. That's just how it's done, or how it was done, which is crazy.
So they needed
more space,
a
huh?
lot of space just for the sheer amount of, I guess, celluloid they had for these films, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's pretty insane. We still have a lot of the old equipment here at the
cool.
studio. We made kind of like a museum for it, and yeah, if you ever come by and check it out, it's pretty cool to see just how much equipment it took to make a film back in the day, and now you can do it all on an iPhone.
Yeah, oh, I would love to see some of that. And it was amazing, too, if they were working with, like, Cypress Gardens and stuff like that. Like, just filming something. Imagine how much equipment you would have had on a boat to film those water skiers.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
You know, like, yeah, I mean, it would have...
The poundage of equipment. Yeah.
It would have just been... I mean, I don't even know if you could put that on like your old boat, the little one.
Oh, no, yeah.
I don't know if it would have fit.
It'd be like 500 pounds of like cases and film and camera.
Not to mention people running all of it.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that's neat, man.
So nowadays, Nate, when you do like as technology gets better and better, and we even talked to Jason, our Sony rep, and he was telling us about now they're implementing screens like that show live background and can move with the camera and stuff. Instead of green screens, it's actually like live screens. And I know you in your studio does a lot of that stuff too, but there will be less and less of a need to have the studio in a specific location because everything could be done virtually right now, or we're getting close to that, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. The Mandalorian is probably like the biggest example of virtual sets and set extension. And we have similar technology called AR Wall and a big 20-foot by 12-foot 4K LED wall that we set it up on. So, I mean, literally, you can film anywhere in the world in Winter Haven, which is pretty insane.
That's awesome.
At a fraction of the cost.
I kind of want. I think we should get one of those walls.
Yeah,
one of those super expensive 4K walls.
Yeah. Where does that run there, Nate? Can we get one?
Look at. I mean, if you Craigslist deal it, you can get it for about $150,000.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Brand new, you're looking about $250,000.
Gonna rent it.
Yeah,
one day.
One day, you're looking at $14,500 for the day we come and set it up and take it down the same day.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I didn't expect you to actually have a price point for that.
Nice. He was prepared for all of our stupid questions.
Yeah. So,
hey, I got the goods, man.
So what kind of stuff do you guys produce there? Has COVID halted production? I mean,
what have you guys been doing during the quarantine time?
Yeah, we took about a 45-day break back in the first round of COVID. Kind of shut the studio down, but now that we're back open, I mean, it is literally the craziest, regulations that we have to have in order to make a production happen, at the studio. It's disinfecting 3 times a day. Everything gets wiped down. People are basically, it's like Bubble Boy.
You know what's fun to do, and I urge everybody to do this, when you're at like a studio like Nate's, or if you're at Publix just buying some groceries, they're going to want to disinfect before you do anything. Tell them they don't have to do that. They love that. They love it. Go, you don't have to do that for me. It's fine. I don't care. And they love it because they'll be like, sir, they think you're serious. They're like, sir, no, I have to do it. Like, no. Not for me. I'm fine.
And also, the movie that you guys put together, I know that we're...
Yeah, you put the name of it in the email. What was the movie you mentioned, Nate?
Oh, yeah, it's called Scream Test. We filmed it here at the studio and around Winter Haven. It was Bob and Ginger Cook were the producers, or the director and writers of it.
Cool.
So, in that particular movie, you were able to do the vast majority in studio with the screen technology you have, or like how many scenes you have to do like real time?
We did, I would say, about half and half. Half of it in front of the LED wall, or on the soundstage, and then the other half on location, around Winter Haven.
So the LED wall, basically, like you can upload images from a certain location, right? Real time. And then, So like say there's a warehouse somewhere in Brooklyn that I want the scene to be set in. So there has to be footage of that warehouse professionally shot. And then it gets uploaded to this program, into the screen. And then I could be standing essentially, in the past, it would be a green screen they'd add in after.
Sure,
but this is just real-time footage playing simultaneously as I'm standing in front of the camera and it's shooting me. So it looks like I'm standing in that warehouse in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, imagine like a live green screen, but this parallaxes and moves with the camera movement in real time. So it knows where the camera is in relation to the background as a 3D world.
So is there any?
That's great. Can you do that for anything? Like, could you make, like, let's say you filmed, like this couch.
Yeah.
Could you use the couch as the background and then shrink, theoretically, me and Tom down to make it appear like we're like little?
Yes, absolutely.
So
you could do all kinds of stuff with that.
You can do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I mean, the way the technology works is a lot of it is built out in Unreal Engine. Same shit. I'm sorry. Same things they use on to make video games. So they're doing 4K real scans of environments for the textures, and you can basically build out a full 3D environment in Unreal put it up on the 4K wall, and then film in front of that, and it looks great for what the cost is for your production compared to going, to Dubai and filming.
And can you tell at all? I know with green screen, it's super hard to tell, but sometimes you could tell it's a green
well,
screen.
I can tell a lot now just because most people are doing it on Zoom and it's not good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about any movies
Like really
or
good
production.
productions. Yeah, you can't really tell that much.
Yeah, but with this, is it like
It's all
impossible?
about the lighting.
Yeah.
All about the
Exactly.
lighting.
I was just about to say that, Dan. It's all about the lighting. That's really where you're going to see the biggest difference. If they mess that up, then it throws off the uncanny valley and it looks like garbage.
Yeah, and you won't. And like Unreal, fun fact, that particular engine he's talking about, they use that on the video game Tropico, the one I'm playing now.
Oh,
It's like
really?
everywhere. Like it's such a huge, like, I guess, platform for these type of things. The idea of moving the camera but having your set move with it to maintain the perspective, that's insane to me.
It is.
I think that's where everything is going to go, and I think that's going to become commonplace.
Nate, with on a weird job, we dive into a little bit of the business aspect of jobs, and I know that
it's a very serious portion of our show, Nate.
This is not necessarily your particular business as far as like the business of producing an indie film and marketing it and putting it out there. But what do you do with that once you make a film? It's it's a smaller budget film, and then do you try to shop it out? Do you put it out for promotion? Like, I don't even know. Like, what do you do next with that? I mean, obviously, you promote it. I mean, like, you shop it to streaming services.
All of that. Pre-COVID, a lot of the indie films would go to do a festival run. So you'll hit your your screen festivals. You'll try to get it into the bigger ones. You'll do basic marketing for it, set up your social, all that, and hopefully catch the eye of distributors if you don't already have those contacts set up before you even make the movie. A lot of people have all of this stuff lined up before they even start day one on set. They take care of distribution deals, pre-production, all that jazz. So, this industry really is who you know. Honestly, like that, it is the biggest part of making those deals happen. Is how do you make those connections and who do you know that can get you the monies?
Gotcha. And do you think if I'm going to tell my sons like a lucrative career that they could possibly get into in the future that I'm sure that we'll be hiring a lot, would be like learning how to run these programs and to edit and stuff like that? Because I imagine production becomes more digital and things like this happen more and more, and every studio's using it.
I mean, if you have the skills, you can always freelance.
They're gonna be a need for armies of editors and stuff just to put this stuff together, because there's no way to take the human element out of that, right? Because it's art, so it's not like a computer can do it. But I guess a computer could do a lot of the minutia of it, but someone still has to overlook it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That, right?
You still have 3D modelers to pretty much make all of the things you see on set or in these 3D models by hand, in Unreal. So yeah, dude, I think that would be a great place to tell your kids to go to. Better than, don't tell them to be an actor. They get no monies. It's all the money's on the other side of the camera.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. It just seems like
I won't be satisfied unless Maisie is Logan Paul. We're going for straight trash person influencer. That's what we're going for.
I do like myself a good quality trash person influencer.
I love a good old. I kind of want like JoJo Siwa, but with a lot more trash person with Logan Paul all over it.
Dude, you should start stretching.
You guys
her
say
neck.
that, but a lot of the indie films are trying to get those trash influencers attached to the film, even as a bit small part, just for the money men behind it to say, okay, they've got Logan Paul attached to it. Let's give them $3 million to make this piece of crap movie.
No, they do that a lot because they have such a social media following that's underutilized that you can invite the trash people onto your thing and be like, and now promote it, trash people, and they will. Yeah. But does it work? Who is?
Yeah, they wouldn't do it, dude. They wouldn't do it if it didn't work.
Like,
they wouldn't waste their money.
I'm following Daddy Longneck, but anything he promotes,
I stopped following. I'm out. Yeah, it got too gross.
it does get
The
gross.
porno, when he started doing the pornos, I don't know. I lost a lot of respect for him and Gucci Berry
And also, I'm like, anything that you endorse,
and Wide Neck.
I'm not interested in. And also, it's almost a blemish on the product you endorse because, you know, I think that. Ooh.
What?
Yeah.
It's just like whatever.
I'm like, you're kind of gross.
It's like
Don't be upset if I say this, but you are kind of gross. Your body's gross.
that's why I follow you.
Right. I like.
I want you to do well as a person.
I don't wish any harm on you. It's just when I look at you, I want to vomit.
But when you're riding your electric scooter and you're like, buy this, I'm just like, I'm out.
I'm like, I'll find another one.
Yeah, the fact that you touched it just blemished.
I was like, if I buy one, am I buying that one?
Yeah.
Or can I get one that maybe you weren't near?
Sorry, Nate.
You're fine.
So, what is your day-to-day activity? So basically, you're just in marketing for a digital.
Yeah. So do you have to
studio?
Do you have to help try and market these creations that you guys are coming up with?
Yeah, I mean, my job's kind of all over the place. I was actually a producer on that film Scream Test, so it's
sweet.
the only time that like being a townie was really advantageous because they're like, hey, we need a guy that does this. We need a boat for this scene, and I'm that guy that knows everyone in town. So I was able to hook that up.
You didn't call old Tom Van. You know me, and I have a boat, and I want to be in movies. You know that,
And
Nate.
we're trying not to sink in the middle of Lake Eloise, so...
No, he's got a nice boat now.
I
Oh, my bad.
I gotta
he
trail it out there.
He bought an old Falconer Jones truck boat.
Big Trump boat.
Oh, he's got a big
movie stars
Trump
on the
boat.
mildew.
Trump boat.
Yeah. I'll wait till you see the flags.
Yeah. Oh man.
Hard to put in your movie. I think it's distracting.
As Tom was
so many.
there's too many.
And
flags.
the top is
it's
Trump.
hard to read all the flags.
I'll go through them. The top is Trump as Rambo, but it's the one of him shirtless with the Rambo red bandana.
Oh yes.
Then below is Trump shooting a bazooka. Then there's a myriad of
Little Trumps.
of little blue, Trump
The
pens,
stars.
2020,
Yeah,
2020, all the way down, and then it gets more and more
The
racist.
newest one you added, the Kamala, I don't know if she was born here flag.
That's
a good one.
Yeah, it was hard. That was
The
a back
birther
order.
flag, that one's hard to read.
Yeah.
It's just a white flag with black lettering, and if it's whipping, you can't read it. But
but it's there.
Yeah, it's
and the other voters,
don't
they
talk
know.
about it. Don't talk about it.
Yeah, and they come up. They're like, "Where'd you get it?" I'm like, "God, I know people."
I'll tell you.
Sorry, Nate. So I know that we're gonna ask this, but now I feel it's awkward because we know you. It's easier when we do this with people we don't know, and we just spend the whole time.
We
bullying
don't
them.
deem it being rude if we don't know them because we think, and I don't know if you think this way, but I think I'm never going to see this person again.
yeah.
So I'm like,
I
I'll
can say
ask
anything.
I'll ask anything to them, and then they won't know. This is such a strange show. They won't even know what they just experienced.
Yeah.
Like they won't even like
Yeah,
by the
and
time.
then it'll turn them off to the show. They'll be like,
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna listen to Joe Rogan.
They're
now."
not good people.
Hey, guess who I talked to? Not to talk about another Weird Job Wednesday contestant while we have today's winner on the line. But I'll tell you, I insulted him, but I didn't mean to. But he wants to do a weird job. Is old poker player Scott Maxwell
Oh, Mac. Oh, yeah,
from the Orlando Sentinel.
Dude, yeah,
He wants to do a weird job?
Yeah, because he put a picture of him in the Orlando Sentinel, because they're losing their building.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's him next to like one of those pull-up flyers, and it's him posed, and he was doing the same pose. And I made a comment about the shoes he had on in the picture. It's like it looked like it was from like early 2000s, and I said, "Do you remember a time when everybody wore black square-toed Aldo shoes?"
Yes.
And then, because it was a thing, and he was like, "That kind of hurts." And I was like, "No, I wasn't insulting you.
No,
I was
yeah.
saying, look at my
passive
closet."
aggressive insult.
I wasn't though.
You're
And
like,
then I was
you got
like,
old shoes, newspaper man. You said you have old shoes, newspaper man.
I did not say
yeah,
that.
you did.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I said, look at that old newspaper man. That is old Aldo's.
So when did it lead to him being on Weird Job?
Because I had to apologize. I had to think fast. So whenever I do something bad, I go, come on the show.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah,
That's your move.
Yeah.
That's your move.
It's me when I'm asking for free things.
Yeah.
Which is
But
a nightmare
I
for
asked
me.
him to come on the show. He said, "Is a dying job the dying job of reporter? Is that weird enough?" I said, "It's super weird."
Yeah.
And so we're setting him up. Sorry, Nate.
Yeah.
That's
you're good, man.
the name of this show is Sorry, Nate.
Yeah. But I think I'm getting something free from Nate, but I can't remember now.
Oh,
if
God.
I've been doing this interview.
No, I grifted you this time. I got free promotion for the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
That's it. You got me.
Now you got to give us something, Nate. What do you got?
Yeah. You got, we need.
Can you order EJ a shakaroni? Because I don't really want to do that. And I told him I would. I'll give you the address.
Macaroni for one bit. That's a deal.
Okay. Do you still, like, in your garage, do you have any, like, glass etching equipment?
No. I sold all that S because I was tired of it, and
man.
I think Shark Week was one of the main contributing factors to selling that whole business.
Well, again, sorry, Nate.
Yeah.
I mean, we loved when you did it because we would try to think of the craziest things to etch.
Yeah.
Oh man, yes, yeah. I think the P. Admiral mug was my favorite. The blue with the gold. That was prime time chef's kiss. Mwah.
Yeah.
When your family came into the business, you had to put a towel over those.
We actually did. We did not produce those. We had this one lady named Brenda that did not really care for that order, so we did that when she was not there.
Don't be making the P-mugs when I'm here, because I'm Brenda and I'm a bad bitch.
It's against my Christian values. So, Nate, when is that movie Screen Test coming out?
Scream.
Oh,
yeah,
Scream.
Scream Test is coming. It's actually already in theaters right now. West Orange Cinema 5 there in Ocoee is playing it this week, and it drops at a bunch of the drive-in theaters in September. Silver Moon Drive-In in Lakeland. That's probably the main one that it's going to be shown at coming up soon. And
it's a horror flick, right?
Yeah, it's like a throwback, a tip of the hat to the old Scream Queens, thriller movies. It's cheesy but self-aware, I would say. So it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Pretty cool.
Awesome. Well, Nate, I gotta ask you, what kind of money you making over there?
Yeah.
What are we talking
this
about?
year I'm going to be looking at maybe 2.5 mil.
Yeah. I won't joke answer.
No, I'd say probably close with my base is 40 plus commissions.
No,
that's not bad at all.
Looking, I don't know, maybe 65, 70 for the first year.
Is that better than the glass hole?
I didn't make a GD dime with that business until I
Oh,
He
man.
had a website and everything. I remember. I was like, this glass hole thing's going to take off.
Yeah. Then I guaranteed it, I thought.
Yeah, I think you said.
That was a Tom Van guarantee.
Well, you'll never leave and go to work for a film studio.
And did I tell you can put any NFL logo on there, then they won't say anything? I think that
I believe you did. I believe you did say that. Cease and desist first week.
Yeah. That guy.
Did you really?
I said, put the Breaking Bad guy's face on it. So
I'm the one who knocks. Etch that.
Oh, no.
Any NFL team, any NBA team.
Anybody's name. Yeah, and you can write anything. You can write like Tom Van is a pedophile, and it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. I gave you some questionable business advice, Nate. I apologize. But you land on your feet, and I definitely.
And you had like crazy mugs on there, right?
Yeah, they were.
I mean, they were just like way over the top. Like, my boss has AIDS.
It was. I don't know if you guys remember the old website tshirthell.com.
Yeah, it was like
that.
It was that, but with mugs.
It was. I remember going there. I was like, God damn, this guy's going hard.
What'd you do with all the mugs? The AIDS
Smash
mugs?
them. Yeah, smash them.
You know what? I never actually. Those were all just mock-ups on the computer. I didn't really put those in production until they sold.
Whole warehouse of AIDS mugs. Let me buy those. My boss has AIDS mugs. We'll start giving them out to our clients for Christmas.
Like, why would you buy
For Christmas, you got the whole Streamline Mortgage team of AIDS mugs.
They're like, we're done. We're like, what?
Great stocking stuffers.
You got them AIDS mugs and Steve from Porky's a butt plug. Don't ask what I got, Johnny.
All right, Nate, we appreciate you being on Weird Job Wednesday today.
Thank you so much. DolphinImageStudios.com at Dolphin Image Studios on all your social medias.
Cool.
All right, buddy.
And we are going to go by there because I know Nate is like, hey, you guys should come by and do something.
We need to.
Because it would be cool to do something in front of one of those video screens. Bring the AIDS mugs.
Bring the AIDS mugs. We'll make it happen.
We're chaining
AIDS.
Put a bunch of AIDS.
Does your boss have AIDS? Well, you're going to love this mug.
We'll do an AIDS mug commercial. They're like, this screen's 150,000.
Hi, it's Tom and Dan. We're standing on the set of The Mandalorian. I gotta go on. Get out of here, Nate.
I like how he's
Hi, it's Tom and Dan, and we're in Dubai to show you these AIDS mugs. he had crazy stuff on there.
We're flying through Dubai.
Can you CGI out this Homer bucket? I'm flying through Dubai.
They're like, we can do so much more than that. No, we're doing flying through Dubai. Like, but you can do anything
I
else.
can show you the world. I'm holding my AIDS mugs.
We want to do Aladdin. They're like, this is racist and
Aladdin.
we can do
Aladdin.
all right. Bye.
Pulse of energy that allows thunderstorms to either happen or not, and we're going to be into that phase here for the next 2 weeks. So it basically allows the whole, like it's happening here at my house, everything's just bubbling. So the MJO is a fascinating new thing they discovered that circles the Earth every 30, 60 days. And when we're in that enhanced phase of this MJO, it actually allows the Atlantic to bubble, and these storms are going to start popping up. So we have a couple of invests. The water is 2, 3, 4 degrees Celsius above normal. And another thing they look at is vertical wind shear is measured the amount of winds in the upper atmosphere, and it's below average right now. So you combine all these little things together, and it's just common sense says, oh boy, we could have things popping.
So they're MJO. What does that stand for?
Madeline Julian Oscillation. It's a guy's name. That's why I just say MJO.
Yeah,
it's kind of like our hurricane names, but it's
kind of like WAP.
Julian
You don't
Oscillation.
spell it. You don't spell it. You just go with it.
And is that like over us right now, causing thunderstorms to just like materialize? Because that's what it seems like is happening recently.
Exactly. I mean, in the Pacific last weekend, there was 4, 5, or 6 disturbances all at once out on the Pacific side, and it cycles from the west to the east, and that's kind of what's drifting over to the Atlantic and Gulf right now. So we're seeing everywhere just kind of it bubbles up, and I've seen it, and I've been talking about the tropics can flip a switch, and we have these 2 invests that they call them being watched that we could possibly be talking about for Florida. The second one, South Florida, it's going this diagonal. We have a strong high pressure in the Atlantic, and it's kind of the steering pattern, and we're going to really be watching tropics. I have a feeling here the next week, or actually a couple days. This thing could actually be into the South Florida area Tuesday, Wednesday of next week.
Oh, really?
That's fast.
So, Mike, from us, all our us laymen out there that are watching weather, and of course watching you, and we're watching the radar and the storm tracking. We wait for what I guess it's a high pressure to push, because for years we've watched storms come at Florida, then it's like they do a U-turn and then they get pushed away. Yeah. And
kind of skirt the coast.
And then obviously there's predictors like the high pressure system coming down, it pushes the storm away. And so obviously these storm trackers and the models and stuff take into account those high pressure systems constantly falling, and hopefully as they're falling as the storm's coming to push it away. How accurate are even like the high pressure forecasts or like modeling, as far as like, do they know exactly if the high pressure system is going to keep going, or will that fizzle out?
Gotcha.
Like, how do those work? Because those seem to be saving us a lot of the times.
Well, like Sandy, New York City got hit, New Jersey with Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah.
Hurricane Sandy was predicted to either curve out the sea or curve into the East Coast, and it was all based on this blocking high pressure. Some of the models got it right, obviously, when it turned back to the west. Some of them got it wrong because they predicted to go to the east. Now, Isaiah just past Florida, and it was all dependent upon that high pressure. And Irma was expected one time to curve off the East Coast. Well, the high pressure built in a little bit stronger than some of the models predicted, and it pushed it a little bit more to the west. So when I'm tracking systems, I like to go out 5, 6, 7, 8 days and start looking at weather patterns. And we have a sagging front across the southeast right now that's going to be bringing up rain chances through the weekend here.
My mom has a sagging front, Mike, and there's nothing you can do about it.
There's no high pressure that could.
There's nothing. There's
it's
there's not
pressure.
you, not ABC. Nobody can fix it. It is sagging good, man.
Well, maybe the wind will come and blow her skirt up.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to see that, Mike. Oh man, because the forecast is going to get real hairy.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, and there it is.
Mike's like, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm done with you guys.
I should not be playing along.
No, I'm joking.
But anyway, so yeah, the high pressures control the steering flow of these, and the reason we're talking about a potential Florida hit for next week is the high pressure is expected to build in strong and not allow this thing to recurve out to sea. So
Gotcha. So, and those high pressure systems that come down, are they all over the place too, or are they more reliable when it comes to like tracking
is there
them?
a pattern?
Or are they kind of like, we predict it to come down this low, but it could stop and fizzle out? Are they more predictable or less? Or
well, that's huge. That's a huge factor because fronts basically break down that high pressure that's over the Atlantic. So, the old school Floridians always talk about the Bermuda High. The Bermuda High, that's just the big high dome pressure that's over the Atlantic Ocean. When we have fronts come down early in the season, or even now, it happened with Isaiah, it actually eroded that high just a little bit and made the high a little weaker, allowing our system to curve up out to sea. So yeah, it's all based on fronts and how strong that front's going to be when that front dissolves. Because once that front dissolves, high pressure races back in.
Right.
And that's why at the last second we'll see these models adjust and go a little bit more to the west or east. And what we're looking at this system is because we have a weakness over the central part of the U.S. Our first system is called Invest 97 is getting steered kind of up towards that. Well, then that's going to erode. High pressures might build back in quick enough to keep this other system that's behind it more maybe in the Gulf, Florida. That's what the trends are right now.
Gotcha.
We're seeing record highs just about everywhere in the world. Every morning when I look at the news, I'll see Canada record highs or England record highs.
Didn't Death Valley had the highest recorded temperature?
Yesterday. Is this making weather, and for you and your friends globally that do this, because I know there's probably a Mike in in every country there's a guy that just
tracks weather,
just crazy about whiskey and weather, whatever. And
like a song.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, we'll have to get our other weather guy, Jim Van Fleet, and his backing band, The Rain, to record that. But is everybody kind of globally predicting, is it the heat that's kind of screwing us up this year?
Well, yeah, you can't deny science, right? I mean, it's just hot. I mean, and I don't know what the heck's causing it, but you're right. I mean, the NOAA maps that go out every year or every month, it seems like we're on pace top 2, 3. So things are getting hotter, and yes, it's going to influence weather. Definitely, water's hotter, and we get these more explosive style storms. And we're going to find out here in a few short months. If we get some more of these monsters that we've seen the last couple of years, in the Atlantic.
And why do the monsters seem to come at the end of August and September and stuff? Stereotypically, that's when we see the giant storms. Is it just right
conditions have been met
at that time?
Yeah.
Well, early in the season, we get a lot of wind shear that comes off of the Pacific, and they tear apart hurricanes. That's your upper level winds. Later in the season, typically the shear slows down a little bit, and because we're entering a possible La Nina style season coming up, that's even reduced wind shear. The water's hotter, and we get more monsoonal rains off of Africa, which produce these wave trains. So, once Africa starts spitting out these storms because of summer, they make that trek across the Atlantic when the water's hot, less shear. And that's typically it. And we don't have a lot of fronts. When we have a lot of fronts early in the season, they naturally push, they kick the storms back out to sea if they were to form. So now we lose these fronts. Systems have more of an ability to curve up into, the islands and the Bahamas and ultimately us because there's less fronts to block them.
Mike, is there any such thing as something more powerful than a Category 5? Category 5 will go. I mean, can a hurricane reach a potential that we've never even seen before because water temperatures are higher than we've ever seen before? You know what I'm saying?
It would transcend even the guidelines for a 5?
Yeah, because they wrote these guidelines back when they were like, well, scientifically, it's not even possible for a storm to get that fast. But
that's a great question, Mike.
But they didn't have the forethought to see, like, oh, well, if water temperatures were in the mid-80s, I guess a storm could get to a 6. You know what I'm saying?
So what's the closest we've come to a 6?
Like the strongest storm ever that existed.
Well, we just had the anniversary of Hurricane Camille, and that was the second most intense, 150 knots. So that's probably 160, 165.
I just got goosebumps, Mike. I got to tell you, when you go to the keyboard and you type on that thing, I feel like, I don't know, man, you got me a little bit. I was like, he's going to business. He's going to war.
No, I didn't want to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about.
No, I liked it. You turned, you're like, and you were typing. I'm like, oh my God, we're about to see a forecast.
This is fascinating because it was 1935, and it was under 900 millibar pressure. That's pretty darn strong. And it was anniversary was yesterday, which would be a couple days this week. But so we could get these strong season storms early in the season, and it was back in 1935. Sure. I just think we're seeing more frequent storms. They've talked about going to a Category 6, but they're so rare. I would seriously doubt it just because it might be one in a blue moon type of a storm. But one thing they are talking about doing, which I totally agree with, is we're seeing pressures don't always indicate wind speed, but we can see a lot more storm surge with pressure gradients. So storm surge ends up being a bigger story sometimes with systems because of the amount of water and water damage that we get. So they're thinking about maybe tweaking the pressure effects on top of wind, because you can have a low pressure system without the wind and still create a tremendous amount of water surge. So.
Mike, do they still need to fly Hurricane Hunter airplanes into hurricanes? Like, it feels like nowadays with such satellite technology, and you could track wind speeds from a satellite, or I don't know, maybe you can't.
A drone,
or do you have to fly the airplane in there to get more accurate wind speeds? It seems like we should be able to do that. Some other way. Yeah.
Well, I thought the same thing until I really started researching or just seeing it. But those guys are measuring more than just the wind speed. They're measuring atmospheric conditions, amount of humidity, and the different levels of the atmosphere. Those are all key components on a system that has to stack with lower level winds, upper level, mid level winds. So they're dissecting every angle of the atmosphere ahead of the storm, all different directions of the storm, dry air. So they're actually helping predict the future more than the now, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
the now is kind of there, but they're really aiding the models that we all believe in. That data gets pumped into the models so they can put out better, realistic spaghetti models.
Gotcha. Now, Mike, I'm gonna start asking you about amateur weather, local weather, because
Gonzo weather,
and this
the way we like POV.
This may be like asking Tom Brady about flag football here, but.
Yeah, don't insult the man.
I know, because we're not.
I'm an amateur. Remember, I'm an amateur.
Yeah, but at this point, I treat Mike as up there with any other meteorologist that I watch. So when it comes to I watch the weather locally here all the time to see when I could take my boat out, right? And so I'm looking on the weekend, and I'm like, I want to see if it's going to be bad or good weather.
Okay.
And literally every hour to a couple hours that I check the forecast for the weekend, it changes, and it drastically is 70% chance of rain, thunderstorms, and then I'll check it the next day, it's 20% chance, and I'm like, next day 70%. I'm like, what is it?
Sam and I were talking about it this weekend. I went to the beach on Sunday. She said you shouldn't go. It's 100% chance of rain.
Yeah.
Didn't rain.
Yeah, no. And then last weekend,
we talked about that.
A 70% chance of rain, and then it was beautiful, no rain. So is it because of that effect that thunderstorms can pop up at any time? So there's not even why do they even bother trying to predict it? Shouldn't it be like it can literally happen at any time? No way to know.
They might as well just try to predict crime, and just say like, I think your house will get broken into tonight.
So is it virtually
30% chance?
So 5 days out in Florida, it's virtually impossible to accurately predict whether it's going to rain or not.
Yeah, and those guys, they take a beating. The official wording now, I think, is when they say 30%, they're basically saying 30% of the coverage area.
Right.
It's going to rain. It's just only 30% of the Orlando area is going to get the rain. That's
correct.
That is correct.
That is exactly how they do it, and nobody understands that.
My thing is there's a model called the HRRR. It's a rapid refresh model. And the most important thing Floridians need to know with rain is there going to be morning rain, afternoon rain, and the flow? Because Florida rains usually don't sit and hover too much. They usually go inland out, to the west or the east. So these short range models, for me, like you had mentioned, boating, I want to know the flow of the storms. Like we'll have morning rains in Florida on my side, and they'll push inland towards Orlando. So that's important to know is which way the flow is going. And there's days that there's no flow, and this model will help show it when the sea breezes don't collide and the storms are just stagnant. Those are those big drenchers that kind of ruin the whole day.
Big drenchers. They know we're talking to you, Mike, because Wes just put out an alert. I mean, right now, my phone buzzed. I look at it. It says, tracking the tropics, 2 systems in the Atlantic could become named storms by this week. Well, you're late to the party, Wes.
Yeah. Who's watching us?
Now,
somebody over there saw us talking to Mike.
They're watching us on Twitch.
We said big drenchers, and they're like,
put out the alert.
Yeah.
We need to come
Tom,
out.
I'm Tom. Mike, you need a shirt.
Oh, yeah, that says Big Drenchers.
Yeah.
Maybe we collab on a shirt.
Big Drenchers.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a collaboration, Mike. Mike's weather page, Tom and Dan.
Yeah.
Big Drencher shirt.
And we'll have Pariah Mike do a cover of Big Pimpin', but it'll be Big Drenchers.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Get on that, Mike.
All right.
We can do the songs and the shirts. I was on the Drew show, your buddy.
Yeah.
Did you see his song he did for Issa Ia? That was hilarious.
No, I didn't see it. I didn't know he was dusting off the old Ibanez.
All right.
I love it.
I'm all into the songs and the shirts. And
all
the
right.
wordage.
We can do all of that.
Well, Mike, it's been a pleasure talking to you today.
Thanks for the update, man.
We're gonna check back in with you a week from today. I'm sure there's gonna be more stuff going on, new storms that pop up, and we'll have an idea whether this storm is going to hit Florida or not. I mean, there's lots to talk about. I feel like right now, Mike, is right now the busiest time of year for you? I mean, I imagine that you're just watching the weather, I mean, all times of day.
Yeah. Well, it seems like things are kicking off earlier this year. Well, obviously, every named storm we've had so far has broken the record as far as the earliest named GHI storms. So we're on pace. And then the official forecast has been updated to now include the Greek alphabet, and that's only happened one other time in the history. So they're going past the W into alpha, beta, whatever the hell else is out there with the Greek names. But
yeah.
It's crazy.
They should name one of them My Big Fat Greek Hurricane.
Are the hurricanes breaking plates? And you're like, why are you doing this?
And then that guy from Northern Exposure, the DJ, he's the...
Yeah, this hurricane's loud. So everybody's loud.
Just calm down. You're too loud.
Why are you yelling?
ICA.
Like, I know it's your culture, but everybody's yelling.
Stop breaking and yelling.
Probably the most disappointing storm was Dolly, because we always talk about blobs and spinach and big blobs, and I was so excited when we had Hurricane Dolly because we were gonna,
big
and
drenchers.
she lasted like a day.
Yeah, Dolly should have been big drenchers. Best little whorehouse in Texas. Jolene.
We could have fun with it.
Hey, look, my fence is Jolening.
If you're not following Mike's weather page on Facebook, you should be.
Be a conehead, be a drunk donkey.
Yeah,
support the hell out of him.
He goes live daily, and you can find out what's going on directly from Mike, and also SpaghettiModels.com. for all the models, and that's where I was talking to my brother-in-law. I was down in Miami this weekend, and we were talking about you, Mike, and he's like, "Yep." He's like, "Every single person in the insurance industry uses Mike's SpaghettiModels.com." Like everybody's like everybody.
Mike, I still don't think Mike believes us when we say that we name drop him a lot, and it impresses people.
No, yeah.
But we do, man. Like we'll just Mike's weather page.
Our social media.
I tell everybody you're my best friend. I was like, he's my best friend.
Tony Palmiotti is the most exciting guest we've ever had, and most important that we've ever had. Tony Palmiotti, you got Mike?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Starstruck.
You actually talk to Mike? He's my best friend. He lives in my house.
Yeah. I hung out in your studio. I'm in.
I also tell other people we fought in Vietnam together.
Stolen valor.
I do a lot of stolen valor. I'm like, I go to Ale House. I'm like, free drinks, hero. There's a hero here.
And you're shirtless with the old Vietnam camo pants, then the hat with the ace.
And then they're like, tell us about the war. And I go, Mike, and I never talk about it. I can't. I've seen some bad stuff.
But you get drunk.
I'll tell you one time they strapped a bomb to a kid. That's all I'll say.
So, Mike, thanks so much again. We'll be talking to you. Thanks again to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits.
Indeed.
And we'll talk to you next week, Mike.
Definitely. Thanks, guys.
All right. See you, man. That is our friend Mike from Mike's Weather Page. I embarrassed you a little bit there. I saw you bail. It was the Vietnam thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Stolen valor.
Well, we always push the limits. And
we do.
And then we're like, is he running?
Okay? Is he still looking at the camera? He's still looking into the camera?
Yeah.
Wait, he's getting up. He's getting up.
Oh, bring it back. Bring back.
Oh, no, he's just getting water. Okay,
we're good. Yeah, hard again.
We're good. All right. I'm going to try this next one. I'm going to try. Wait.
We gauge it, and we're like,
Is he okay? Okay?
If he calls us next week, then we'll know. If he doesn't, then we'll know.
He's got the most relaxed.
Either way, we'll know.
He has the most relaxed Skype photo. My God, it's like him falling down at a family picnic.
It's just him at That's what's cool about Mike.
He does not try to be anything that he is not. He's like, hey man, I like weather, I like NASCAR, and I'm gonna give you weather.
Yeah. It's not fake. It's he's just a real dude that likes weather.
Super nice guy, man.
Genuine as hell.
But I think that's why people like it, because you're not getting the. He's not in a $3,000 suit. Yeah. He's not trying to be good looking, and he's just trying to give you the and he's passionate about it.
Yeah.
He enjoys it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of weather people that you see on the news, and I'm not saying anybody in particular. I'm just saying, but I just know this.
You're
from
a professional presenter.
Well, a lot of them are actors that just the acting wasn't working out. They happen to be very attractive, and they can read the weather. There you go.
And then, you go to your weekend course and get your meteorologist thing.
Oh, man. Weekend courses make me laugh. Hey, remember when we had a sales guy at Real Radio, and he was taking his motorcycle endorsement class, and he took it with our wives.
God damn.
And our wives were getting motorcycle endorsements, and they were taking the course on wet conditions. It was rainy the entire weekend. But they're riding these little Buell Blasts.
Yeah.
They're tiny little.
He was a bigger gentleman.
And he was a big chungus.
Big drencher.
He was a big chungus. He was a huge man.
Yeah.
And he's on this little Buell Blast, and he dumped it. He popped the clutch, and he laid it down.
Yeah.
And he was so big that he had enough body size for the back tire to still be touching the ground a little bit, and he was doing that thing that all scared people do on motorcycles when they've wrecked it, where they've just pegged the throttle and they just leave it pegged.
Yeah, scared. And then the tire is like,
and it's catching, and he was just doing circles. His fat body was just doing circles.
And it was full 5,000 RPM.
And he's just going,
it was hitting the
every once in a while the back tire would catch it. It would just take his fat body and just blob him around in a circle.
Road rash crazy. Yeah,
so good.
I think he left. He never even got his endorsement.
I don't think he came back after
yeah.
Well, that's embarrassing.
I don't even think he wanted
came
it.
over.
He just did it because the client. He was like trying to impress the client, or trying to make them happy. Because that
guy was always trying to impress. Like one time he couldn't swim.
Dude, it's a hard business.
And he got on an inner tube and was riding behind a ski boat, and he's crying, and he's in a 3-piece suit.
Oh yeah, was that the old boat show?
What a horrible. Radio people are all just across the board. 90% of them are bad.
It's a horrible business to be in.
It's bad.
It is not a good business.
This poor sales guy's on a raft. and they're dragging him around in a turd lake, and he's in his suit, and he couldn't swim. Sam,
They didn't give him a life jacket?
no.
I was in the bear suit. It was really bad when the guy in a bear suit is next to you laughing. I'm like 22. I'm drunk. Who cares?
Yeah, you're like, I don't care.
This guy's like in his mid-40s.
I'll eventually age out of this.
This guy's in mid-40s. He's got,
Like, you've been married a couple times.
He's got his,
You know what I mean?
nicest. He kicked off his Stacey Adams on the dock because he didn't want to get those wet.
Hold on, let me take off my chaps by Ralph Lauren.
He's got business socks on.
Thin.
Yeah.
Business socks are the only socks that when you put them on and you pull them up, they turn into pantyhose.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
They're
was
thin. And then when you put your feet into your shoes, you're like,
yeah.
I can't feel anything. It feels weird.
Yeah. And then they'll all eventually.
The worst part
End
about
up-
wearing business socks, I got to take my ankle bracelet off before I put them on.
And they'll all eventually end up selling you solar panels.
Yeah. That's true.
All right. Bye.
That was the saddest one. That was a sad one.
Again, I laughed myself to. I'm so tired now.
I like Mike a lot. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's good.
He's so funny. Big drenchers.
We're like children. We're just saying serious things. We're just laughing at dumb shit. We're idiots.
Is this Thursday? What day is this?
That was Wednesday 3.
So I don't even know what I'm doing. I have to look at Santa and go, oh my God, a creature.
What did you say? A saggy front? What did
Oh
you say?
yeah, saggy front.
He should have known better
I
than
knew.
to say that.
If you say saggy anything to us, we just, I mean, Daniel, Daniel can't help him.
I can't. I have to say something. Did somebody say saggy? That doesn't need an edit, right?
No.
Oh God, damn. Well,
Well. Alyssa, what are you doing?
Wiping my tail.
What is that?
When my grandpa remarried to Ruby, this country lady, after my grandma had died, that was the lady that stole all his money that my mom hates.
That's good.
And she had a whole country trash, white trash family, and they all were
I know
like
those people.
sucking off of grandpa's. He wasn't rich, but they'll take.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they'll take whatever you
white
got.
trash people will.
Oh, if you have 180 grand in the bank, you might as well be goddamn
yeah, you could,
Mark Cuban.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. Like,
you may have even hit the number on the nut. It was like close to like it was all.
But his bills are paid.
The guy was
yeah.
a goddamn World War II mechanic on a destroyer.
Yeah.
And then he worked for DuPont. He was a goddamn blue collar Johnny,
Yeah,
right?
pension.
Yeah, that's it. And Ruby had all these trashy people, and Alyssa was she had Jerry and Little Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White trash people name
They have all the same names.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
big, little,
I mean,
fat.
yeah, white trash men typically their firstborn is their name.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I see what you do. I was like,
I like that he just agreed and didn't even realize it applied to him.
He's like, goddamn
He agreed,
right.
though, yeah.
You were like, fucking real.
Yep.
Fucking A right. I'm like, so I'm sorry. I didn't want you to take offense to what
you saw me when I realized it.
Yep.
It's like when Chris D'Elia realized that Snapchats could be saved.
No.
That video,
Oh, it slows down.
This video, and he's like, oh. It's the best.
I did a white trash thing.
It's the best. You're white trash Chris D'Elia. And so there was Jerry and little Jerry, and their daughter's name was Alyssa. And then I remember we were eating dinner, and my mom was like, "Where's Alyssa? Have you seen her?" And then Ruby's like, "Alyssa, what are you doing?" And she's like,
Wiping my tail.
that's what she yelled in the bathroom.
God.
And my mom was fucking
Damn it.
mortified. My mom's like prim and proper and like just
Yeah.
And my mom's just like, "Oh my God, what have you done? You married these fucking trash people into my family."
I love some good old fashioned trash people.
Oh.
They're funny.
Oh God.
All right, what are we doing now, guys?
Oh, well, I guess we do Wednesday 2.
Yeah, they're short.
We have Wednesday 2 and Wednesday 4 short.
They're both
right?
like 6 minutes.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and get those
Get
done.
them done. Okay.
And then
All right, so Wednesday 2, we will be doing 9 to 10. Voicemail, email?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I did a lot of voicemails this morning. Just bring us back, please.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Let's jump into voicemails and emails. If you'd like to leave us one, you can do so by getting our free app. There's a button on there that says mediocre messages. Just press it, hold it down, leave your voicemail message, and it will come through just like this one right here. Oh, pardon me. My stomach's been like really screwed up today. Shawshank, it's your movie. Everybody knows that.
All right.
But this is the first time we've ever had a listener call in, and he has a theory because he is a Shawshankman himself.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, gentlemen. Sam. So I'm listening to the BDM show, and Shawshank Redemption has come up. Tom, I'm the exact same age as you. Went to UCF at the same time. Lived in those apartments at the same time. I also know the movie Shawshank way too well. So I appreciate all the references. But I have a theory. The reason I know it so well is because I lived in those apartments around UCF for a few years in a row, and for some reason, they all had HBO as part of their package, and we would watch that movie all the time. So, and that was before you would, turn on Netflix or whatever. So it was just, you sat down and watched what was on, and we watched that movie constantly. And there's a handful of them. I'm curious if that's the reason for you too, Tom, because I don't picture you just sitting down to watch a deep movie like that too much. No offense. Love you guys.
How dare
We're doing a lot of no offense today.
Yeah. It could be true. I'm trying to remember.
Did you have HBO?
I think University Club. Now it's like, it sounds like something else or whatever. It's those brick like townhouses that are by UCF, whatever. It used to be University Club when I first moved up here in 2001. Or no, it was 2000. Anyway, I think they came with free cable, and maybe it came with HBO.
They
like
always
an
had some sort of an incentive.
Yeah.
Because even the one that Andrea lived in, like over
and back then,
UCF.
they needed incentives to bring people to UCF. Now it doesn't,
Well, like hers, though, it's still, they always, and I hated it, it was like Collegiate Point, and then they had a tag phrase underneath it, and it said, living on the edge, ... of campus.
Oh, no.
And every time I saw it, I would just get angry.
Yeah, you want to push the sign down.
I did.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
But that could be it. We all, because we just for sure didn't pay for anything.
It makes
was
sense.
Me and the Grizz and Pudge living together, and the Crow, the mystery roommate.
Mystery roommate.
Well,
I'm getting confused because when you say the Crow, I think of your
I
wife.
think-
Right.
Yeah.
You need to rename.
We call them. Well, there's a lot of different names, but he dressed like the Crow for
Oh,
Halloween.
that's right. I forgot
And he-
about
and he
him.
had like a
See, I was
trench-
thinking your wife, too.
He had trench coat and he like combat boots, all black. He was dressed like.
Let's
he
call
was
him
goth.
Columbine.
I was
But
going to call him Neo
this
from The Matrix.
Okay, that's not bad.
we could have sat around and drank beer and watched Shawshank Redemption a bunch of times and played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1.
Oh, it's coming back out.
I heard, yeah. I
Did
may
you see
Get back into it.
No,
Maybe
the demo's
have
already
your
out.
wife role play in some pajama pants and
Yeah.
frog pajamas.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
She'll still bring that up every once in a while.
Really?
I was screwing something in. I'm trying to
Like just a rando, like you're getting a cheese slice out of the fridge.
She'd be like, remember that time I showed up at your college apartment and frock pajamas in there? I'm like, God damn. We're
we don't
old
even know
now.
if she's still alive.
I have gray sideburns.
I have
Jesus
children with
Christ.
you.
We don't even know if she's still alive.
No, you have no idea. I don't even know the person's name. I couldn't recognize. If you put a gun to my head and be like, which ones, I would have
Would
no.
Pudge-
I don't know the person's name.
Would anybody have enough
No.
intel for us to track this woman
I
down?
trust Pudge.
She hung out one time at the house, and
How did you know her?
She was like friends of the neighbor, and then
Who was the neighbor? Can we get a hold of the neighbor?
it was just some
I
girl
wanna track
that
this
lived. I have no idea.
Wait a minute. Did you sting the neighbor?
No, she must have liked me or something. That's what Crystal got so mad about. She's just watching me play Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Then Crystal comes up from Miami and comes in the door with her luggage and stuff.
And just walks in the
Just
door.
moving on in.
She always
You didn't lock your door?
Hey, we never
No.
locked the door. It was just a community house,
Man, I always lock my door.
Why you had random people in their pajamas?
Yeah. It's like you rent the room. The house is everybody's.
But
It's
still,
weird.
lock the front door. If you want to come in,
No.
ring the doorbell. We'll come
Right.
get you.
And anyway, that's saw her there, and then she sat down next to me. I got a high score.
Wait, were they sitting next to each other?
No, pajama pants.
He was a sandwich.
I wanted him to talk. I wanted her to go.
No talking.
Hello, frog pajamas, and I want her to go. Hello, luggage.
And
Like I want them to. I want there to be some tension.
Crystal's more Miami back then because she lived there still.
She had the hoops.
Yeah,
And the chunga
more
eyebrows.
chunga, and more of the like
Belly shirt.
There's a Miami like accent. It's kind of like, especially if you're white, you develop it over time.
You
where
need to get out of here and stop sitting there watching Tom Brady.
you pick up like this Cuban Spanish accent thing.
And she had that? Oh, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
Chunga Crystal, I would love.
I mean, like at Foot
Can
Locker.
she do it? Can she turn it on?
I don't know. It may have been too long out of it. You know, it was like, in Miami, like nobody speaks or everybody speaks Spanish and limited people speak English, but it's just like you learn to develop the accent. Everybody's got a Spanish accent. So, you know, if you didn't have one, you'll get it over time. Well, I've got a buddy that literally you would be like, oh, that guy's Hispanic. You're like, nope.
Yeah,
what?
I know a couple people like that too.
He literally just developed it from living in that culture over time.
There's a girl that I
He's
dated
not putting it on her.
who has a sister who changed her name, her first name, to something that would be more Latin. And she, I mean, I swear to God, you look at her and you're like, oh yeah, you are full blown, you're a Puerto Rican woman.
Is that cultural appropriation?
I guess it is. I guess by definition, sure.
Well, not.
But
they're not doing. It's
she's
just,
not.
It's the
doing
culture
it
you live in.
Yeah, she's not doing it negatively. She only dates
Yeah, but
Puerto Rican men. She only.
but then the
all of her
lady that
friends
was
are Latin.
that claimed that she was African American.
Well, that's you're blatantly.
Well, it's
trying
if
to
you're
Well, if
lie.
you're talking with an accent and changing your name to a Latin name when you are not, that's
Well,
kind of weird, no?
I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I think it's only weird
Well,
if she's lying to you. Like she doesn't. Like she knows that. Like people know she changed it.
Right.
It's not like she keeps it hidden. You see the difference with the lady that was doing the whole NAACP thing. I mean,
but I guess-
she just wanted people to not know she was white, right?
because think about it, like you could.
I don't know.
Okay,
I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
think
what
she
the
was hiding
intentions
it.
here are.
I think she was hiding it.
Why change your name? That seems
I
odd.
don't know. She likes it better.
I can go and become Jewish, right? Like if I
you can.
tried hard enough and then went through the proper channels and
You would
I can convert to
start-
Judaism, right?
Yeah, you can.
And
for
so
sure. People
what-
have done it.
If I wanted to, I could dedicate my life to get to. Can I get to like literally high end like Jewish temple, like where I'm like Hasidic Jew? I don't know what.
I think you
I
can
don't
only
know
go
what-
a certain.
You can only get so far.
You can only get so far.
But what if I like wearing a yarmulke and stuff? Like people would accept me as like, all right, you converted to Judaism. Can
Yeah.
you
It's a
do
little
that?
different. That's a religion. You can convert to any religion. You can't convert to a race.
Well,
you can take.
what if you wanted to do it personally, but not benefit off of it or do it like say I want
You can be influenced by it heavily enough to like
Let's
listen
not go-
to Spanish music.
Let's not go African American. Let's go Spanish, right? Because I know a lot of people in Miami, not a lot, but people that have just lived there for so long that if you were outside and coming in, you'd be like, "Oh, you're Cuban or South American?" Something
Sure.
like, no, my dad's white, mom's white, like a complete honky.
Yeah.
I like this culture.
I know a lot of white people that
And
I think are Spanish. I know a lot of them.
and they literally have formed an accent
Yeah,
over time
I agree
that
with
they're
that.
not putting on. Like it's just
but
the way they talk.
but I don't ever think that's weird because to me it's like, well,
So is that-
you know Spanish, you probably speak a lot of Spanish. I just kind of have assumed, which is always bad, right? But I do. I just assume that it's because you know Spanish and English and you're more comfortable with a little bit of an accent.
So what if? Okay,
I don't question it.
What if you got a person like, okay, say Tommy, right? He was we put him up for adoption at birth, and he was adopted. I'm trying to find like a family that I could make this reference to that could be just so completely out of the norm. Like,
Well, like if he lived in like a very small and very detached from societal like South American village, he would just be one of those people doing the chores and going about the day.
Yeah,
right?
you'd speak Spanish.
He would just become one of that village's societal people.
Like there was literally a wolf man, a wolf boy that grew up. If you read the story, it's super sad. But in India, he was raised by wolves. And this is a documented case. And like back in like 1930 or way a long time ago, and like they couldn't get him to assimilate to society. They put him in this orphanage. A super sad story. But like he, in the first part, he thought he was a wolf. And so you can be raised in any culture and just adopt that. That's your reality, right?
And he ended up becoming a really successul investment banker, right? And that's what the movie Wolf of Wall Street is about. You can watch that.
That's a fact.
That's the spicier his journeys, you know.
So say you took Tommy and he was raised in a traditional African village in like Botswana or something, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you that's all. Sorry.
I do like never finishing the thought.
Whatever. It's
Bye-bye.
stupid anyway.
People get mad about it, man.
Mad what?
They hate the bye-bye.
Oh. I thought you were mad about what I'm talking about.
No.
I was like, what? I was like,
I don't care about
no. But it's just like, if you're raised in whatever culture, that's what you identify as, right?
Like, I have certain parts.
Well, you don't identify as the race.
I don't really have an
accent. I'm saying
I don't have an accent, but just by being around my mom and dad as much as I have, there are certain words that I say, and I have zero control over that. Like, it has just become part of me.
But honestly, I guess it's impossible to, because I feel like with that lady, the lady that, it was a Rachel Dolezal or whatever, she was raised in a white family and whatever. But I'm trying to think, could she have?
Well, she was
been
just
more.
No, if she wasn't, I think if she had not been hiding it at all, now she probably wouldn't have elevated herself within that particular organization just because of the way it's set up and the way it should be set up. But I think she would have had less heat if it hadn't seemed like that she was trying to hoodwink everybody. And that's what it seems like. Like Tommy living in the village, he just becomes one of them.
Yeah,
and people,
that's what I meant.
She also changed her look and claimed she was
I mean,
identified as African American.
She's a nut job.
It becomes like lying, at one point.
But if you were raised by like if you were raised by a black family, that's all you knew, black mom and dad, and that's, and then and that was your whole.
Of course, you're a product of your environment.
Yeah, reality. Could you then? Is it still wrong to be like, well, I identify as this culture, these people, like I'm so far into it.
I don't know if I use the word wrong, but
but I guess you couldn't say like I'm black because
biologically.
There are people that
but then it's like then you go with that's where the argument is like, well, biologically, and then it's like I guess now it's real. You're fucking navigating this,
Don't just go be a wolf boy.
Yeah. You're like, don't talk about it. But you should be able to talk about it because
you can't talk about it. People just get mad about it. I don't. 5 minutes
For segment 4.
Yep, I'll bring us back.
All right,
we'll do emails this time. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha is going to hit us with some emails. show@tomanddan.com if you would like to get in an email to the program.
Okay, this says, sit or stand. Apparently it's more complicated than that. Hey, Tom, Dan, Sam, and Butler, and I guess Seth if he is there, and ooga booga to him. This is Jeff from St. Pete, and I'm about to mess up the whole sit or stand debate forever. If you are a sitter when you are finished, or you think you are, now take a stand and give it another wipe and prepare to be amazed or disgusted. The same if you are a stander. When you believe you are clean, take a seat, have another go, and get ready to hate your life. It has taken me however many years old I am to realize that in order for optimal wiping success, you must combine the sit and stand techniques for the good of the pH kind.
Ball that email up and get it out of the studio. I don't need something with that much negative energy coming in here.
Hold on.
He's saying you need to do combo.
No, I'm not doing a combo. The only combo I eat is pretzel pizza flavor.
Don't eat it after you wipe.
Combo. I like combos.
So what doesn't make
nacho cheese
physical sense to me is one way of this equation, because the other way, I can understand this go from standing to sitting and then you find the treasure, but go from sitting to standing, I don't understand how that would make you find more treasure, because
Well,
of
he's
the
saying
way
through movement, I believe.
just a movement
Or angle, maybe?
Yeah.
But angle, I can understand
know.
it would be from standing to sitting.
But
then
everybody knows the best angle is sitting. You standers are weirdos. Juan, sorry, Juan, you're a weirdo because you go through your legs.
Oh yeah.
Like some
That's
sort of
insane.
That's just weird.
That's called the Little John, not the rapper. The one in the magical woods. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I just
Is he sleeping on a barrel of beer? Why is there always barrels near him?
Yeah, that beer's hot. It can't be
Little
good.
John's sleeping on the hot beer again. He wipes through his legs. Ew, yuck. Robin Hood, get in here. Did you know that Friar Tuck and Little John wipe through their legs from back to front?
Yeah.
Juan, you should not go back to front, bro.
He's saying the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
Yeah,
but you're pulling it.
Yeah, you're pulling it towards you. You need to be pushing it away, sir.
Yeah.
He also he thinks we're weird because we kiss our children on the lips, which is just normal love for your child.
How is it weird for Juan's Cuban? Like that's a
your whole race of
because everybody's
You invented the kiss on the
yeah,
lips.
your lineage.
Everybody's kissing in South America and Cuba. That's where I learned it from. No, I'm just saying, like you kiss on the cheek, it's a lot of kissing.
They kiss
A
crazy.
lot of kissing going on.
Yeah. Like all my honky relatives, they don't like hugging, kissing. Like I've learned.
Oh my! Now
What?
he's throwing a gauntlet down, and I can't let this stand.
what is
He's
it?
saying he thinks that of the three of us, meaning him, you, and me, that he has the cleanest rear end.
No
way, man.
No.
We need a swab test.
You have the biggest rear end. There's no way it's the cleanest, just based on size
Physics.
and geography.
Yeah.
And if I had to guess, I'm gonna think there's some hair.
Oh,
Oh,
some.
yeah. You gotta cut.
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah.
You gotta cut out your clumps.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't have to cut my clumps out.
Yeah.
You're like an old dog going to the groomer for the first time.
It looks like Fidel Castro ate a Zinger Melon. What are you going to give him 2 Wendy's napkins for that? Like, that's going to take a day.
Oh, yeah, he's saying no clumps, but I can't believe that. A man
Yeah.
as hairy as you and no clumps?
Yeah.
He did say it was Hair City, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That's impossible.
That's impossible for you to be clean unless
yeah.
you take a shower after every bowel movement.
You got to shampoo that
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. That's
My God. Then you're using mane and tail on it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
using
Mane and tail.
You're using John Frieda to untangle it. You got a wet brush back
You got a
there.
detangler spray.
Yeah, you're using a chi flat iron.
Ooh, hot.
And also,
You're using a hot chi back there.
Don't use a hot chi.
Based on diet, you're a chef.
Every night you're making a full blown. You're cooking ziti for 50 people every night. No way.
Yeah. Spices. My God, the spices.
Yo, they come out of you.
Yeah. You're spicy.
Louise.
It's spicy.
I walk into your
horsehair.
bathroom. I'm like, who's been shaving camels in here? My God.
Yeah. Jet black too. My God. Little bit of pepper though. That's coming for you. I see it. You need to either start the comb-in or you're going full Zeus. But it's happening.
Full Zeus. I think is good. He is going Zeus, right?
Yeah,
Because he's getting the grays.
Yeah. It goes full. Like some of my Fernando. And like,
You're Fernando.
Oh, my Fernando.
Oh man, you just brought up I gotta bully him. But my buddy Andres, like through quarantine time and stuff, he's grown a big Kimbo Slice beard.
Oh, does he look like David Cross now?
Yeah. It's big and it's dark, like dark, but darker
he's
than
been
because
dyeing it.
Yeah, because he's the one of
Oh, no.
Because all my other friends,
Club Movie.
yeah, Club Movie's dyeing his big Kimbo beard because it's dark and not like
No,
not even dude. Look
Is
at
it
his
on
Instagram.
social media?
He's holding up a peacock bass, dark Kimbo beard. I'm like, it's too dark, bro. There's no way that's that dark.
You're gonna hurt his feelings.
He's one of our oldest friends. So he's in his I think he's your age or
Yeah. He's a little younger than me. I think.
but he's 42 you're 43. Yeah, he's maybe 1 year or 6 months younger than you. And he's got that full dark beard. There's no way. So I gotta
How's
start.
his hair?
His hair,
on his
he's
head?
shaved. It's dark too. but he's got that disease where your scalp turns into a brain.
Oh yeah, he's got a Sharpay head.
Yeah, you got the Sharpay head. It's a thing.
Yeah, you get brain head.
Yeah, so he can't cut his hair that short because you see his brain.
Yeah. He cut it real short.
And we're like, yeah, where we all bully him.
It is gross.
But for sure, his big Kimbo beard, that can't be totally natural. He's got to have some gray, right? No way all my friends, everybody, even me.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah. See how black it is?
My God.
That thing
he's even got like that powder. What's that stuff called? The black powder, black guys and Latin guys use it.
Oh, yeah,
and they edge it up.
Oh, I don't know.
They put like a piece of cardboard on there, and then they powder you with black powder, and then they move it away.
Yeah, he's got the black powder.
Yeah,
yeah, because he goes to like
you look like Blackbeard the pirate. I mean, it's too black.
Yeah,
it's purple black.
Yeah. When I see it, I'm like, whoa! I'm like, what? Like it is.
It looks like new tires.
Yeah. It looks like a movie. You're trying to put like something that's not a natural color, so you could, put a green screen over. You know what I'm saying? It's that black. It's there's nothing natural about it. Anyway. Oh, what?